everybody. This is a last minute episode of Do Better, Honey, Do Better 24/7 with Eb Redding. I am really excited to have my sister on with me today. We're going to talk about a couple things that are streaming questions and whatnot that came from my live. So, of course, I have to introduce Miss Natasha Highland, my sister.
Hi.
Can't hear you, Tosh.
There we go. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So, hey, y'all. First of all, don't call me Natasha. That's a problem.
I'm just saying, listen, I was trying to be professional.
I go by Envy. My name on TikTok is Envy_also arrogant. And as she said, we're just going to talk about some things last minute. And we have my brother Yachty.
Gang, gang, gang. What's going on with the peoples? What's poppin'?
Only him, so silly. And we got Cairo every once in a while.
Nephew.
Hey, Cairo. So this started with me and Tasha were live just having like a typical discussion about, I don't know, all kinds of shit. And then Yachty came in with a question that I felt was very valid, which stemmed, more of a discussion. So if you want to go ahead and start with what that question was.
So the question that Yachty originally presented was, and as Eb said, we were just kind of asking questions about a lot of things. So the question that Yachty ended up asking was, do you feel trans women should be able to use a woman's restroom? If so, when in their transition should they be able to? And I think wholeheartedly, Eb and I agreed that yes, trans women should be able to. They're women. Trans women are women. And we ended up branching off into how can we kind of minimize or stop those men who don't have good intentions in coming into the women's restroom, i.e. being able to commit some type of sexual assault act on a child or another woman. And we kind of came to terms on that is something that's probably not really possible without making trans women feel excluded. So then my brother Yachty ended up saying that for a year, he was in transition. And it kind of shocked me because that was the first time I heard of it. I heard him say that. So then we kind of ended up branching off. And of course, TikTok does not give you a lot to kind of work with. You have 150 characters and you go from there. So, Eb, take it from here for a second.
So basically what we're just doing is continuing the conversation in a space that allows us to say, I look like a whole white woman right now. Sorry, y'all know what I'm saying. But that allows us to basically say a little bit more, get a little more insight, take questions from people. Because I think it's an important question to have. We actually had really good dialogue on TikTok. But again, you can't really say fully the things that you want to say. So
not without getting banned.
That part. So with that being said, I definitely want to go ahead and kind of let Yachty take the floor for a minute to kind of introduce his thoughts and things like that. And then we can just go from there.
It was my turn.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Everybody, my name is Yachty Smith. You can find me on Facebook, YADDISMITA. So basically piggybacking up on everything that everybody said, yes, we was having a conversation and I end up, exposing the fact that, that I was a trans experience for about a year before I decided to detransition because I realized that it wasn't for me. So basically the story is right now is trying to figure out what happened in my life that made me want to transition and what decided that I wanted to detransition. So basically that's what this is basically about. Go ahead.
So my first question to you is what made you feel as though, what did you feel as though you should have been a woman? Like, were there feelings where you feel like you should have been a woman, and that's what made you originally start the transition?
Okay, so now you will only know how, us Highlands grew up, right? So, everything that, we was brought up was wrong and everything like that. And for me, I always felt that because, I couldn't come out because, the lifestyle that we lived, the church lifestyle and everything like that, it was not accepted. So even growing up, I was like taunted and like treated like a certain way because of the way that I live my life, even though I haven't even came out. But to me, it's like, okay, everybody was like, oh, he gay, he gay, he gay. And then for me, it wasn't that because I felt more than I'm not gay. Like I wanted to be a woman at one point. So, I could never really expose that until I turned 18. And once I turned 18, that's when I'm out of my people's houses and everything. I can live the way that I want to live. So what happened was when I got to that point and everything like that, I told all of my brothers basically, I messaged them on Facebook and I basically told them, listen, okay, well, this is who I am. If you don't like it, well, I mean, basically F it because I really don't care. So that was me officially coming out. But for me, I always knew it was something more than just being gay. At least that's what I thought. So go ahead.
Because, like I said, on the TikTok, I was like, I've always like heard or seen people say that, they felt like they were in the wrong body. And then eventually they started to transition to become, what they felt. But I've never heard someone starting and then stopping. So in that process, in starting it, because you said a year, where did you start to feel like either confused or like, this is not me, this is not who I am? And what kind of led you to like, this is not it?
Okay, see, what people need to understand, like about the whole transition thing and the whole hormones thing and everything like that. One, you have to be mentally prepared to deal with all those kind of things because, like, it just doesn't cause physical changes. It causes mental changes too, like as far as your emotion and everything like that and everything. So you have to be really mentally prepared to be trying to deal with something like that. And honestly, I probably really wasn't. Now, when I started transitioning because that's how I felt, but I did it for a boy. But internally, I knew that's how I felt. So I felt like, that I was finally like going to be able to be with somebody that was going to be able to accept me for because it's hard for trans to find love and stuff out here without somebody like how do you say the word like a fantasy or something like that. Like I can't find a word, but it's like they treat them like a fantasy. It's like, oh, I'm gonna treat you like a one night stand. So it's hard for them to find love because everybody look at them as like a object and not a person and everything like that or whatever. So what, I had started my transition and everything, and I did it
Is
for a
it
man
kind of
because
like
I felt like,
fetishizing
okay,
them?
well now, yeah, that's exactly what it's called. I couldn't get the word out. But yeah, that's exactly what it's like. And sometimes it's really hard for trans women to try to be open about being trans and everything like that because once they find out that they're trans, they're used sort of kind of like as an experiment, which is not, which is, I see a question. Yes, I did take hormones. I took them for a year. But yeah, like once you take all this stuff, like it bothers the mind. Like you go through mental stuff as far as you go through physical changes as well. And now I finally got to the point where I felt like I was comfortable enough to do it and everything like that. But people have to understand there's also a financial support that has to come with transitioning. It's not just, oh, I'm just gonna wake up and I'm gonna be a woman and I'm just gonna get breasts and I'm gonna get pussy and I'm gonna get all that.
Because it's
Well,
about
excuse my
it's
language. I
about
don't know if we're
the
allowed to say that on
hormones
here, but
cost money, the surgeries cost money, the therapy cost. Because is therapy involved
exactly.
in that? Correct? Is it therapy involved
Yeah.
in
Well,
that? Before?
it depends. It depends on how you go if you go the right way. Because when I did it, I went to the Mazzoni Center. So you have to have a therapist and stuff like that. Like they try to counsel you and stuff like that. Like, yo, are you sure? Like this is what you want to do and everything like that. They take your blood work and everything to measure the right amount of pills or the right amount of hormones and testosterone blockers to give to you and everything like that. So what, I did that and everything. But what made me detransition because as I was going through it mentally, it's like, oh, this is not who I want to be. Even though I felt like that my whole life. and I struggled with it my whole life. But I found out like this is not what I want. I like being me, and at a point, it was just like it was a cross between feminine and trans, because it's like it's hard for like a feminine gay boy to walk around here with nails on in a pocketbook and everything like that, but it's easier for a trans woman because people look at them as women, especially if you're passable. And when I say passable, they have this thing called realness or whatever, especially in the ballroom community, and that's basically a panel of judges, and you going up to the judges, and they seeing if you would pass as a real female, like out in society. So therefore, like I stopped my transition in like after a year because I wasn't happy. I was not happy. I wasn't happy mentally. I was not happy physically. And at that point in time, I was still going through a breakup when somebody was beating my ass every fucking day and everything like that, because that's who I was before I am who I am right now. So
Now,
you know what? Like I was scared. Now I was.
have you ever met anyone else that like fully regretted their transition, or like you did, where you started and then
Yes,
stopped?
yes. I have a friend that fully transitioned except for the bottom surgery, and then they detransitioned because they transitioned for the ballroom scene, and a lot of folks will make you do that, especially in the ballroom community. They see you like, okay, like I don't know who knows about the ballroom community and stuff like that, but you know what? A lot of like house members and stuff like that will make you want to be a female, or they will like encourage you to transition just because they think that you would eat it, or that you would like be a popular person in the scene if you vogued as a female figure and everything like that. So a lot of people like they're influenced. But a lot of people that's trans and stuff like that, you'll be surprised. A lot of them never wanted to start out to be trans, but you do have them people that was born that way. And I thought that I was born that way. That's what I wanted to be until I started actually going through the physical and mental changes. And it's like, no, I don't. I'm happy with the body that I am, and it took me comfortable. It took me to be comfortable in the body that I am because people outside the world make me feel uncomfortable as a man,
Hey,
being a
Yachty,
gay boy. So I felt like I had to go above and beyond to sit there and try to fit in society. Yes, but
real quick, can you elaborate more on what the ballroom community is? Because some people don't know what that is.
okay, all right. A ballroom community is basically, you know how people get kicked out, their houses when they're gay and stuff like that. The best way I can really explain it is if you watch Pose on Netflix or something like that. That is the best way to explain the ballroom community. It's basically like people get left out. So basically, people join houses and everything like that, and that's when they vogue. It's basically a family. A family. You got a mother, you got a father, you got brothers, you got sisters, like all that other kind of stuff. So therefore, you can have some type of support. And then a lot of things that have to do with the ballroom community is like, okay, you vogue, you got sex siren, you got body, you got different categories where you can win cash for being who you are. So therefore, it gives that person in the community a safe place for them to be who they are, and for them to just be them and not get judged for being them because you're surrounded by people who are just like you. But if you ever want to worry about what the ballroom community is and everything, I encourage you to watch Pose. Yeah, just watch Pose. I believe it's on Netflix now. Watch Pose, and then if you want to know about as far as the Vogue and the ballroom, like all the like ballroom, as far as like cash prizes and everything like that, there's a show called Legendary. Watch that, and that'll give you more insight than I can, because I mean I'm gay and everything, and I've been out for a long time, but I have not been inside the ballroom community for a long time. I have been in there, but just not as long as other people. Like as far as my husband is 40 years old. He's been in there like since he was like 18, so he could tell you more than I can. But no, as far if you want to really know like how it goes down in the houses and everything like that, watch those. That'll help you.
Okay, but thank you. So back to what you were saying as far as your experience itself.
Hmm.
So do you feel that prior to transitioning your process, that you feel it wasn't actually until you started transitioning that you realized at that point it was not for you, right?
Yes, but no. The only reason why I do say that because one, I was dealing with a lot of mental stuff going like as far as my family and everything like that. Because I'm not saying everybody of trans experience or anybody in the LGBTQ plus community will feel this way, but you have to understand how I grew up. And how I grew up, it wasn't the best for me as far as being a part of the community. It wasn't the best and everything. So I didn't get the best response. But as far as me, like, mm, I can't base my experience off of everybody's experience because my experience is my experience. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So let me ask you this. So before we go into the whole conversation about the bathroom scenario and whatnot, what would you say if you were speaking to somebody who was in your same position at one point, right? Not necessarily struggling, but feeling as if you had difficulties or hurdles, struggles, or whatever coming out to certain people. What advice would you give to them?
All right, I may have misconfused the question. All right, so say the question again. Like I'm a
So,
little tipsy, so you
no,
gotta repeat it.
listen, last minute shit. It's all good. So if you were speaking to somebody who was the younger you, who knew who they were, knew how they felt, but were having a hard time trying to be that same person in front of people who might have felt like, they disagree with the with who you are. What advice would you give to them? What would you tell them? Like, as
For
far as
people that disagree with who you are,
yes.
my
Or
only
just
advice
in
is
general, like what advice would you give for someone who feels as though that by them announcing that they are a part of the LGBTQ, my lash, that's a part of the LGBT community plus, what advice would you have on them being able to come out as who they are with people who don't support them?
my best. Can I curse on here?
Yes,
Yeah.
as far as I know, you can. This is why we moved over here so
All
that
right.
we could.
Listen. All right. So, all right. Listen. My whole thing. My main advice. It doesn't matter what anybody got the fuck to say about how the fuck you live your fucking truth. Live your truth because if you don't, you gonna end up like how I was. Like I've been in jail. I've been like on the streets and all that other kind of stuff, doing all this other because I gave a fuck about whatever people thought about me. Listen, do what's best for you. That's the only thing that you can do. That's how I found my sanity. That's how I found my peace. I had a conversation with God, and God let me know it's okay to be you. It's okay to be you. Don't worry about what no preacher say. Don't worry about what the society say. At the end of the day, you live your life. Don't nobody got to live it for you. You came in alone. You gonna leave alone. It doesn't matter what anybody got to say about you. You do what's best for you. What makes you happy? Because at the end of the day, your happiness belongs to you. It don't belong to nobody else. Period.
Facts. So let me ask you this. What do you think about the people who use the Bible as the reason why they think like homosexuality or being part of the community is a sin? I mean, for those that really know, understand that it's not. But what
Okay,
about
so
the
let me ask you a question. So them people them people that's talking about that, do they eat pork? Do they wear leather? Are you
mixing
judging?
fabrics? Yeah, yeah,
Exactly. Come on, you can't pick apart the Bible or the ones that you want the rules that you want to follow.
facts.
You can't do that. You can't use one scripture to sit there and try to come at us for us living our truth when you still over there eating pig feet. What the Bible say? It's swine. It's unclean, right?
I make it a point. My argument for people who try to use whatever sin that they choose to focus on, for their agenda or whatever. I always say, like, I'm pretty sure you're sitting there with denim and cotton on. Like the Bible says, don't mix fabrics. You're probably a woman that wears pants.
Exactly.
Says that a woman should not wear a man's garment. You got your ears pierced. You might got some tattoos. They totally negate the part that says not one sin is greater than the other. But the
Exactly.
whole aspect when it comes to homosexuality is it is not a sin according to the original Hebrew text, which is where the Bible is translated from.
Exactly. And that everybody trying to act like this is new. No, this was back in the old days. Men were sleeping with men. Even in the Bible days, men were sleeping with men. But everybody want to say it's an abomination and it's a sin and we gonna go to hell. So if we going to hell, I guess I'm gonna meet you there with you in your pig's feet, you and your different letters and all that other kind of stuff. And you your cottons.
That
I
part.
guess I'm gonna meet you there. Knock on my door. You listen.
That
Knock
part.
on my door. I got some sugar for you.
There you go.
I'm gonna say we not gonna do. You can't pick apart the type of text that you want to sit there and deliver because of something that's getting on your nerves. My whole
Right.
thing is honestly, what one thing I have about the cis community and everything like that, especially about cis men for real, for real. You worried about a gay man or a trans woman and everything like that. You have nothing to do with it. You don't sleep with the people that we sleep with. You don't lay down with the people that we lay with. You don't have to deal with our problems and the things that we go through and everything like that. And honestly, so therefore, I feel like no man or no woman that's not as part of our LGBTQ plus experience or ally or anything like that has anything to say about that. Because honestly, if you're really worried about who we sleep with, makes me worried about what the hell you got going on because you so invested in my life that you feel like you need to comment or you need to make remarks. So, baby, is you hiding in the closet? Because if you are, baby, come on, it's dark in there.
Listen,
It's
that
dark
part
in
right
there.
there. That part right there.
So let me.
So that
So
means you insecure about yourself, baby. I've been secure about myself for a fucking very long time. And mind you, granted, now a lot of people don't even think that I'm gay, but baby, let me tell you, I still look good. And a lot of these straight men, females want me. So therefore, and honestly, one thing that bugs me about straight men for real, faggot, don't nobody want you all right. And everybody think that gay men is coming at them. Baby, if don't no straight woman want you, what the fuck make you think a gay man gonna want you? Because baby, we gonna tell the truth. You look like a brick, the bottom of the barrel ass bitch. Ain't nobody gonna want you.
so let me ask you this question because, like
And
you
mind
said,
you, I'm still fine as fuck, and I'm still a gay man. Period.
so let me ask you this, Yadi, Lord Jesus. Now, like you said, because of who I'm married to, which is your brother, I
Mm-hmm.
know y'all upbringing and the Bible thumping and that they had going on. Do you
Yeah.
feel like if your atmosphere was different, do you still feel as though you would have went through that process of transitioning? Do you feel like that played a part in the not being accepted?
No, honestly, because I would have done it a long time ago. But I mean, okay, no, I know what you're saying because my grandma asked me a long time ago if I wanted, to do that, like if I wanted to transition or if I wanted to be a girl and everything like that. But you know what? You know my grandma, and you know I couldn't say yeah. So therefore, I had to deal with the body and everything like that. You know that I was in and everything. But you know what? Even though, all right, because I'm not gonna say I don't like my grandma on this live and everything like that. But I mean, me and you, sis, we already know what's up. But the only thing I can really thank her for is I thank her for showing me God, and I thank her for taking me to church because I know that God is a forgiving God. So therefore, any sin that I thought that I would have committed, because that was for a long time. I dealt with it for a long time, where I used to pray and I used to ask God to take it away from me, so I wouldn't deal with men, so I wouldn't lust after men, and everything like that. And then that's when I realized that it was not a choice, because even when I prayed for it and I tried to deal with women, I slept with women and everything like that, it was not a choice because I still lusted after a man. So therefore, like church and everything like that, they can try to manipulate your mind and everything like that. But no, baby, we know what we want. Period. We know what we want. You can't send us to no camps. You can't sit there and do this. And then what straight parents don't realize, the ones that don't want to accept their kids being the way that they are, you want to send them to these camps or you want to criticize them and everything like that, baby, that only makes us stronger. That only makes us stronger. You can't sit there and do that, or you gonna send your son to a camp where he getting raped by men, and you gonna think he gonna be straight? Honestly,
So, with that being said, going back to the question, go ahead, Tasha. Go ahead. I want some chicken. Can't nobody
yo,
hear
for real,
you.
she making that shit look good as hell.
Yeah, like I'm hungry as hell right now.
I said I need some more chicken.
Listen. All right. So go ahead. What were you
Ain't
about to
nobody
say?
else got no questions. Why ain't nobody comments on this live?
It was
There
such a
are, but I wanted you to say what you had to say before I start putting them up. You know what I'm saying? I wanted you to have the floor to talk before you.
so Yachty question, because as you can see, I was totally shocked to know that you did the transitioning thing. I don't want to say because you're not entitled to tell anyone when doing this. But is there a reason behind why you didn't say anything other than the fact that you, as a grown man, don't have to tell anyone anything?
Okay, there is a reason, but I feel like it's pretty not for YouTube. That's probably for me and you to talk about. But I mean, I said let's do it for the public and everything like that. Okay, so I'll give you an example, whatever. So basically, when I came out as trans and everything like that, somebody in my family told me that they was gonna kill me. So basically, it was like, you know what? All right, now being who I am today, I'm like, I'm with it. What's up? Pull up, cause I ain't no bitch ass nigga. I'm not that. So that even though that had nothing to do with discouraging my transition or whatever and everything like that, I just felt like the transition just wasn't for me. But a part that played in it was that shit like that because I'm not gonna sit out here and seem weak to people. And a lot of people think that trans people is weak, but a lot of people forget that trans women was once men first. Motherfuckers still fight. But go ahead, because I feel like I'm getting off topic.
No, you're not off topic at all. Whatever you want to talk about, we's going with it. But I will bring up where this whole conversation kind of brought us here to YouTube, right? Was the conversation, which I'm gonna let you ask the question the way that you asked it, about trans women and the restroom situation.
All right. So basically, my question was to everybody. It was more so to the cis community and everything like that, and it was just to get my understanding of everybody. Just try to get everybody's understanding. And this is more so towards the cis community. It's like, okay, how do y'all feel about trans women using the bathrooms? And if you think it's okay, like as far as how far along in a transition do you think that it's okay for them to use the bathroom? That was my question.
All right, so I'm just gonna
For
answer.
them to use the women's bathroom.
Correct. So I'm just gonna answer for me, and then I'm gonna let everybody, if they got questions or chime in or whatever. So for me, a trans woman is a trans woman. They are a woman. So it's not up to me to dictate what part of their transition that they're in, because how I see it as there are different variables, or my favorite word, factors, as to why people are in certain phases of their transition. And it's not for me to say that because you are at the beginning part is any different than if you have fully transitioned. That's not my thing. So for me, the question was not when should trans women be able to use the women's bathroom, as it should be, how do we stop people who will use that situation for inappropriateness? Like the phrasing of the question, I think,
or in the
See
terms
him.
of I speak nefarious uses.
Look, listen, y'all, them in the big words, I can't do nothing but that. But yes, that. I feel like putting it on the trans
That's
community.
giving very much Anthony Highland.
Look, we can't help it though. She can't help it.
I live with the man. I'm stuck with him.
I'm
For
sorry.
listen, I can't with neither one of y'all. So for me,
I mean, I said I do. So
listen. Well, you are stuck there. You is really stuck there right now. Listen. So for me, I find that I have no place. I have no dog in the fight in which determines which woman can use the bathroom. I think that's crazy. Now, what do I do have? I feel an obligation to is how do we stop those people, those predators who will use this? That's where I should focus myself on, not on what level of transition you're in to you if you're a woman.
Okay, no, see, this is the thing. You would never know. You would never know the different type of pedophiles and everything like that that walks around because someone can identify as trans. Like I said, somebody can just decide to transition the next day, slap a wig on, put some nails on, and they decide, okay, I want to be trans and I want to use the women's bathroom. Now, I'm not saying that, because I'm all for trans. I've dated them and everything, and I've been a part of that experience. I'm a gay man myself. I'm married to a man, but my whole thing is like, okay, sometimes you just got to be careful about the way that you word stuff because the way the conversation was going earlier when we was on TikTok and everything like that, it was like, okay, well, I don't feel comfortable, with my kid using the bathroom because you don't know if this person is going to be, a pedophile or something like that because of past experiences that the parents dealt with. But at the same time, you can't really say that because it's like it's making it seem like you're trying to put trans women in the category of being like pedophiles and everything like that, and you can't do that. So the question why I asked how far along in the transition do you feel like it's okay for a woman to use a bathroom? Because let's just say a trans woman started her transition yesterday. I mean, Fletch, she come in there, with the little what they call them things, with the little spaghetti strap Johns and some booty shorts with, and they like like, and then
But
like
does that
they
mean they're
voice is
less of
like
a
this.
woman? But does that mean they're less of a woman just because they're at the beginning
No,
part
no,
of that
no, no,
transition?
no, no. It doesn't. But I mean, okay, because you're a mother, right? Now,
Yeah.
granted, okay, say if your son was like, all right, say if your daughter, okay, let's say if your daughter was like 15 years old or something like that, and then you see some husky ass trans woman, because listen, everybody's not gonna be real as rain. Everybody's not gonna do okay, and that's understandable, and I totally understand that. Would you be comfortable with your 15-year-old going in there with somebody that's built like a man but identify as trans
Let me tell
to
you
go
something
for
about
her to go in the bathroom by herself?
if I did feel uncomfortable with that, my child's not going in there by themselves.
Okay, so
So
let's say that, okay, now listen, because I'm gonna give you a situation. Because what if that person is already in the bathroom before you even send your daughter in the bathroom?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm the parent. My kid, she's 15. Why is she going in the bathroom by herself anyway? Like that's the parent I am. But I'm not saying that these
Yeah,
issues are not.
yeah, and like everybody's not like that.
So
Right,
then
but
my
I'm
question,
also not saying that that's
so
not a
then my
legitimate
question
question.
is, my question is with that, at what point do you feel your child is old enough to go to the bathroom by themselves? Because I, for one, at
When they can
15,
protect
I don't
themselves.
feel like I have to. But that's just the thing. At what point
Because
is
that's the
that
same thing.
possible?
But that's the same thing as saying, do me
At what
myself
point is
as a
that
grown
possible?
ass woman feel uncomfortable going in with a trans woman who looks like that? That's the same scenario.
Do you want to come in?
But
Because
you
I
just
feel
said
like
that you don't feel comfortable with your child going in. You feel comfortable
I
when
never
they
said
can
that.
defend.
No. What I said was, if I felt uncomfortable, not literally without the thought of a trans person not looking the way that most people think a trans person should look, I'm still going in the bathroom with my child. Because at any moment, it could be a whole ass man or even a predatory biological woman. So for me, I'm
That's
not
very true.
going in to protect my child from a trans woman. Because honestly, if you are a trans woman, you're a whole ass woman. That's what it is for me. So me, it's the same argument as if me as a 42-year-old woman who thinks they can handle themselves goes in there with a trans woman, a woman, or if there's a man in there, it's the same thing. Because how can we put these
Come on,
stipulations on somebody and who they are? I think
I
that's weird.
will.
I think it's
So
strange.
keep it there. Mine. It's mine.
You muted.
I, I'm
Why
trying to
y'all
mute my
looking at
mic
me?
real quick.
No, because I thought you was about to say something.
No,
Listen,
I missed the whole part because, as y'all know, Eb, you got grown kids. Yachty, your kids ain't there. I got 3 under 5 right now, so my kids are doing the most, especially my oldest.
It's
But
motherhood.
Eileen, Caleb, stop.
It's okay, Tasha. It's all good. So what I was saying, since you weren't here, was that it's the same discussion as if me, as a woman who feels that she can handle herself, goes into a bathroom with a trans woman who looks like that. It's the same thing. I'm not protecting. Hello. Hi. I'm not protecting my children from trans women. I'm protecting my children from predators.
What is a predator? How can you spot a predator?
You can't. That's why you always have to be on the defense. But I'm not thinking, oh my God, this woman looks manly, so let me go in there with my child, because I'm already going in there with my child. Same thing.
But you know, all women don't feel like this. All women, because some people would be like, because you know, some moms are like, you know what, all right, girl, just go to the bathroom, get off my nerves, just go pee so we can go.
Yeah, that's wild to me. That's mad fucking weird to me. My daughter.
But I'm gonna be honest. See, that would be me at 16. I don't feel like I should have to hold my child's hand to go into the bathroom and stand over them.
Okay, however, so can I say something?
As adults, even when we go in clubs, especially as women, we tend to always go into groups to the bathroom anyway, because we never know what's going to happen.
So for me,
no, listen, because even as a gay man, I still take my husband to the bathroom with me.
Mm-hmm. I also
because
feel
I
like
know how gay people are. You ain't gonna get that chance.
No, I mean, I get that. But I also feel like this, and me and Tasha have had this discussion. We are both survivors of something that makes me feel the way I do. So I'm not pinpointing who the opposite, you see what I'm saying? I'm not pinpointing, because my experience was with a man does not mean that everybody's SA experience is going to be with a man. My thought is that I'm still going to protect my child. I'm going to protect myself from anyone. So it's not the fact that I view you as making me uncomfortable. It's the fact of that you looking like you do, you're going to make me uncomfortable. I'm not pinpointing you because you're a masculine trans woman. I'm pinpointing you because you're not me. That's where I'm speaking from.
But I mean, let's be honest. There are very masculine looking women in general. So we can't always say that, hey, because this person looked masculine, that, oh, they're probably a man. Or they're probably they're transitioning to a woman. They're trans women, because there are legit biological.
Hold on, wait. Somebody asked a question. She said, "Well, somebody say you can't," which is why it shouldn't be a question about trans people using certain bathrooms. Well, no, I asked the question, sweetheart. I asked
right.
The
I'm about to say my brother asked the question about.
No, I think they're saying it in the sense of that shouldn't be the question. Like I was saying, I could be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong, B.
Okay.
No, see, I'm only.
No,
I was asking a question due to cisgender people, because listen, because a lot of times if you see these videos and stuff like that, a lot of people be like, "Oh, that's a man. They shouldn't be using this bathroom and everything like that." So I was asking, like, basically on the trans behalf, like, okay, like basically, what do y'all want from the folks? Like, how far along do y'all think that these folks have to be to use the bathroom? Like, I wasn't degrading no trans or anything like that, because that's my community.
For me, it's not the place of a cisgender person to make that decision. It's just not, because I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's say I'm in an unfamiliar place and I'm with, I don't know, my husband, my boyfriend, whoever.
Hold on. Let me just stop you real quick. Because listen, all right, let me just stop you real quick. Because these are the things that trans women deal with when they go to use the bathroom. That's why I was asking the question, because these are the things that trans women deal with to use the bathroom. They be like, oh, someone will come in and they'll complain to the manager, oh, this man is using the bathroom because their voice may not be as real, or their body might not be as shaped as a female at that point, and everything like that. Exactly. So yes, for their safety, because therefore this is a lot of things that trans women go through. They can use different bathrooms and everything like that, or they can use a female bathroom, and then somebody have a problem with it, and then now it's blew up in a whole public restaurant. They're they're calling this woman a man because of the fact that she's, she may not look to the standard of a female as far as other people's eyes, but this person identifies as trans. So now it's a whole blew up situation and everything like that. So now everybody feel a kind of way, and everybody looking at this girl sideways because now it's basically said that this girl was born a man, which is uncomfortable for certain trans because it's like, listen, I didn't transition to be recognized as a man. Even though you have some of them women that you'd be like, you know what, I'm trans and I'm proud. But you also have some trans women that be like, I don't want to have nothing to do with my past. But now that you're sitting there and you're saying that this person can't use this bathroom or you're blowing up their spot, it's like, damn, like what the hell did I ever do to you? Only thing I was trying to do was use the bathroom. So that's what brought my question about, because it's like, so at what point does cis women feel like it's okay for a trans woman to use the bathroom? Is it okay for her to use the bathroom if she's not noticeable that she's trans? Or is it okay for them to use the bathroom just because they identify as trans?
I,
That's what I'm saying.
I just I feel as though it's to a point where you have people who look at when they was trying to allow trans people in the military, the biggest question was the living quarters, which include the restroom. I just feel as though, at what point, how do you know somebody is trans? That's my biggest thing. How do you know somebody is trans? Like you said, if somebody comes in, a guy that is that is going through a transitioning period to become, a trans woman, and they big muscles, everything like that. There are actually cisgender women who are built like that as well. So it's like you cannot automatically equate because this person got muscles that, oh, they are a man or they are a trans woman or they are a cisgender woman, because there
Okay,
are plenty of times.
all right, but
Prime
listen.
example, Michelle Obama is a person where they constantly love to say that she is a trans woman and not a biologically cisgender woman, all
But
because,
if you
oh,
remember,
her
they said the
features
same
are
thing
a
about
little bit more
Sierra.
masculine. That's like I
They
found
said the
out. I
same thing
thought
about
Adam's
Sierra, and Sierra looked like a whole woman.
exactly. I found out yesterday. I thought only men. I thought only men have Adam's apples. I found out no. Men and women have Adam's apples. It's just that men's are more pronounced, larger, bigger, because of the fact of how deep their voices can go. Hence why you can see there's more than you can see a woman.
Okay, well
I did not know that.
let me ask you a question. Do you see mine? Do you see mine?
I mean, you got a beard, so I mean, I see a little bit, but it's not real. Like, oh my god. But the thing is like, how can people sit and automatically say, oh, because this person has a deeper voice, or this person is more muscular, or this person's hands is too big, or this person's feet is too big, oh, they must be a trans woman versus a cisgender biological woman.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. You never know. Where up go? Hey, your volume just cut out.
No, I muted my screen because
Oh no, there she go. I guess she coming back.
he doing too much. My kids
I,
are doing too much.
look,
They
I'm
finna go to
listening.
bed.
I'm just listening over here.
So
Um,
I mean, but like I said, I don't to say how can
it's okay, Cairo.
to say how can we, because like I said, my concern is going to be for my children. My concern is going to
Correct.
be for my children. I don't
Correct.
want someone who actually does not that is not actually a trans woman,
Hold on, y'all.
or transitioning to trans woman, to use the excuse that, oh, I identify, because we all know that that's how some people heads work. That is how some people heads work.
Okay,
That
but
is how
listen, sis, let me
predators
ask you a question.
heads work. And huh?
All right, but let me
That
ask you a question. Now, do you not think that there's lesbian predators out there?
I didn't say that at all.
That can do the
I didn't say that
same
at all.
exact thing.
I didn't say
But
that.
no, I'm
I
asking you. I'm asking you. Do you think that
that's,
there's not
how
women predators out there that can do the same thing that you're doing?
when somebody asks the question, well, why is this not said about trans men? I said the same thing can happen. There are men predators, there are women predators. So at the end of the day, it's like, but you're gonna have people who turns this into something negative to use against their advantage. I'm not gonna sit and tell somebody that, you weren't born a biological woman, so you can't come in this bathroom. Because as I said, I want myself to be able to live and be who I am freely. So why would I not want someone else to do the same? So stop,
Right.
please.
I just feel that whether trans or biologically a woman, it's not up for anybody to dictate when their womanhood begins. Because there are
I feel the same way, but this is why I asked the question, because I wanted answers from the cis community. That's what I wanted, because it's like I wanted to know their part, their point of view, because you know what, we just need to be mindful of everyone. You know, I definitely agree, Jennifer. I definitely agree. We always need to be mindful of everyone. But mind you, there's people that walk past you to this day that you would never know that they're trans. As far as men and women, because I mean, granted, we're very disguisable. The community is very disguisable because a lot of people, they don't even think that I'm gay. I have a whole husband. Yeah, people don't think that. You have to understand, like we out here, we all around. We all around. And just because you may not notice that we are, that's why I tell a lot of people, like when they be talking around, a lot of people, they be like, oh, because you know it's Pride Month and everything like that. So you know, people just be, oh, I don't like gay people and everything. Like, baby, you gotta be careful who you around, because one of us might bust you in your shit.
And I
You
feel
gotta be
like
careful.
the issue,
That's
I
it. That's
feel
all I
like
got to
even
say.
to this day, it's like when people hear, oh, a gay man, they automatically think very feminine, very girly, like y'all don't, like they need to realize that it is not just men that are gay that are feminine. There are men that are gay that are masculine. There are a lot of people that you can walk past and not know, just because, like they said earlier, how do you spot a predator off the bat? You can't simply look at someone and automatically think, oh, this person is a predator, this man is gay, this man is straight. You don't know, not based off
I'm
of
about to say,
looks.
because if that's the case, let's talk about the predators in the church. How about let's talk about the preacher predators. Let's talk about that. Okay, yeah, let's hide,
Hello. Speak on it.
because they don't want to talk about that.
These all play into stereotypes of what people think a predator looks like, what they think a
What they
gay
think
person
gay looks
looks like,
like, what
what they
people
think
think
a
trans look
trans
like.
person looks like.
Oh, go ahead.
Literally,
Excuse me, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta pee.
it's all good, honey. It's all good. Like, it's literally that. We can't take these stereotypes and allow them to dictate our perception of other people. Like, that's mad fucking weird.
No.
Tasha, you is really mean. So anyway, does anybody have any questions or anything?
Any other questions up there?
Yeah, that's the same thing I was just saying. Not really so much questions. I will bring up a question though that I saw Jed say a little while ago. And I wanted to, but Yadi was talking, so I ain't want to say anything.
When I hear people use the term cisgender, it's usually used as a way to downgrade a trans person. That's why I don't really like it. I don't agree with that.
I do agree with that though.
I don't.
Why don't you agree? Why don't you agree with that?
I wouldn't say it's a way to downgrade someone as a trans person.
Mommy, who's that?
That is Auntie Ebony. Can you go?
Hi, baby. Hi, baby. So for me, I think when we are describing everything, I'm gonna be honest with you. I went my whole life and ain't never said cis a day in my life when responding to or talking about somebody who was heterosexual, whatever. It wasn't until TikTok that this became a big thing for me. And every time it was said in relation to distinguishing the difference between someone
I
who is
guess I feel like if you're not to me, if you're not a part of the LGBT community, you probably wouldn't hear it as much. I do feel like in the recent years you hear it a lot more versus before.
mm-hmm.
It would really just suck to have to verify yourself so you can go pee. So I think you gotta let them use the restroom they want, but be cautious and understanding of people's questions.
That part.
I think you muted.
Part. Oh, you mute. I'm sorry, honey.
Okay,
I
can you
muted
hear me
you.
now?
Yeah.
Now, what did y'all say about cisgender?
So
So
somebody said that they feel as though the term cisgender is a way to downgrade or degrade trans people.
No, that's not, because that's what the point of the genders is. You have transgender. Cisgender is a straight female and a straight man. Like heterosexual, that's all it is.
but literally I had not heard of this anything until I got the fuck on
But
TikTok.
see, like I told Ebony,
No,
I
see,
think if
and that's
you're
a lot of
not
things.
a
A lot of
part,
people
if
are
you're not a
uneducated
part
about our
of,
community.
and that's what I was saying. I was telling her, I think if you're not a part of the LGBTQ plus community, you may not hear it as much because you're not in said community. Versus
Okay.
now, it's been you. Yes, lately you have been hearing it a whole lot more because I've heard the term cisgender
Because everybody be like,
beforehand.
"Oh, straight this, straight that." No, it's it's
I,
cisgender.
that's
You a
all I ever
cis
knew it
man or you a
was.
cis
Right?
woman.
So
You
I
got a
mean I
trans
learned
woman. You got a trans man. You got a come on. You got a gay man. You got a
I
lesbian,
mean, I honestly
bisexual.
look at it as just,
Queer.
I think I just look at it as identification. It's like somebody saying they're African American or somebody saying they're white or native. It's just it's once again it's one of them things where in society everything is freaking categorized into something anyway.
It's always gonna be like that. Always.
That's just the way society is. We are all grouped into something. When you go to look at this man, when you go
I don't like that
to
Eb. They got
fill
no
out,
drink though. Where's Eb drink?
I got mine. Oh, she got her twisted tea.
I might have to drunk
Oh,
text
what
later.
are you? Hold on.
Go ahead, let me
Come on, sis.
drink
You
it.
gotta wait for me.
I read it.
What is this? Go put this back. Kylie, go put that back.
Oh, she gave a grandma tea. She said, "Put that back."
Because what I ain't got time for is their father coming home to something MIA. Get in the
Yeah,
playpen.
ain't nobody got time for Anthony shit.
But I like you said, we live in a society where no matter what categories and putting people into boxes is going to come across. When you go to fill out a job application, it asks you, are you black? Are you non-Hispanic? Are you Hispanic?
Are we
Are we
talking
talking
about
about
identifying?
identifying?
Um.
And
Okay. Well, it depends on how you're taking it, because I mean, you can identify how you want to identify, and that's people respecting your pronouns. Because if you identify as a trans woman, your pronouns should be her.
she, her.
If you identify as non-binary, it could be them, they. If you identify as a man, it can be him, he. So I mean, it depends on what you're talking about. As far as like I'm talking about identifying, like what was your question towards Jessica? Like what are you trying to ask? Like because what part of the conversation did you get one that you want to talk
So
about that
I
we're
think
talking about identification?
I feel that because I went live on my TikTok too, just to, so I think that's the conversation they came in on where we were talking about cis and the difference and like how I had only heard about cis when I got on TikTok, because we always just said like straight. So I think that's the conversation that they came on. So they weren't here for the remainder, if I'm not mistaken. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay, all right, no, okay, so what the people that say straight and everything like that, that just means that they're not, educated as far as that part of the community. We don't know cisgender as far as trans, and I heard the term before. I just hear people using it now in a downgrading manner, which is why I don't like that term. No, cisgender is not a degrading manner at all. It's just saying that basically cisgender, okay, a cisgender female is basically you're a female, you like men. And a cisgender male is like, okay, you were born male, you like females. That's all that is. It's basically saying straight. It's just a better approach of saying straight. I think I think society is dangerous. I don't care what other people do. It's just like they don't make me. Okay, well, period.
And I think that's what a lot of people, what Rage Page said, I think that's what a lot of people need to understand. What I do should not bother you if it has nothing to do with you. I'm not fucking you. So why should you
Listen,
care about it?
exactly. What I fuck don't make you nut. Period. What I fuck do not make you nut.
Stop. Cis is an identifying term, is it
Cis
not?
is an identifying term. I mean, sort of, kind of, yeah. But I mean, just like you say trans woman, that's identifying them as trans. But I mean, is it straight identifying as well? Or am I tripping?
Straight, ain't that identifying? Heterosexual, is that not identifying?
Exactly. Yeah. One day we are gonna have that New York City public transportation level of imagine. If nobody bother you, don't bother them more unless you're ready for that smoke. Listen, but I'm telling you, listen, I may be a gay man, but baby, I'm with all the smoke. I'm with
Hold
all
on.
of that.
I wanna I'm gonna highlight. Give me a second. I'm still like practicing shit. Let me highlight this because I want them to kind of
Go ahead, practice.
All right. So the comment says, I just think forcing people into addressing people a certain way is a slippery slope. So for me,
it's
part
respect.
of this
It's respect.
It's a personal boundary. If you tell me to call you something, what you want me to call you has nothing to do with my opinion. It has to do with respect. It has to do with your personal boundary. If you want me to call you something, I'm going to call you that. So I don't think there's no slippery slope. People don't understand respect and personal boundaries.
And for real, because, okay, let's just give an example. If somebody wants you to call them she, because that's their pronouns, if you cannot respect it, then don't be around that person, because that means you have no respect for that person to respect their pronouns. So therefore, dismiss yourself from their presence. Because what is that benefiting you? Because therefore, you're just going to cause a conflict because you don't respect their pronouns. So if you don't respect their pronouns, and if you don't want to be around that person because you refuse to call that person by their pronouns that they prefer to be called by, dismiss that person from your life, because therefore you have no respect for that person. And if you don't have no respect for that person, therefore your opinion should not matter. So therefore, take your dismiss. Bye. Period.
That part, literally, I don't understand what's so hard with, if I ask you to call me something, where does the level of respect stop at? To the point I don't want to call you that. It ain't got nothing to do with what you want to do.
Listen, exactly. And if you refuse to call me that, then motherfucker, don't call me.
And see, the other part
fuck you and the horse that you rode in on, bitch. Bye.
The other part to that is you want people to respect you and call you what you so see fit, but you can't give other people the same respect in return. If I tell you when you meet me, don't call me Natasha, call me Tasha, and you repeatedly say Natasha, but then you tell me, oh, don't call me Robert, call me Bob, and I say Robert, you can't get mad at me when you don't even respect me to tell me to call me what I'm asking you to.
Hey, hold on. So somebody on my live says this, okay? They said, it's not about personal boundaries. No one has to conform to y'all's ways. The fuck that mean? The fuck that mean?
Hold on.
So if I ask you to call me something, you choose not to do it, and I punch you in your face, don't get mad at the repercussions behind it.
Nope, not you. I can't.
It's listen. Your opinion is your opinion, right? Listen to me. Your opinion is your opinion. If you feel like you don't have to conform to the person that I want to be called, baby, don't talk to me. You don't have anything to fuck to deal with me. So what the fuck is you sitting there talking about some, I don't want to conform to your ways, or I was brought up not to conform to your ways? Baby, nobody's asking you to conform. Baby, dismiss yourself. Exit to the left. Take 2 steps to the left. Pass go. Do not collect 200. Baby, bye. Ain't nobody fucking asking you to conform.
So here's my problem.
Baby, how about you could transform your ass on the other side?
You respecting someone has nothing to do with your belief in who they are. That's it. I cannot agree with you wanting me to call you a puppy. But if you ask me to call you a puppy, guess what Ebony's doing? I'm calling you a motherfucking puppy. I don't think you should call yourself a puppy, but that's not my motherfucking
And
business.
that's out
I
of
don't need to tell
respect.
nobody that. I'm gonna call you Poppy.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's how
God
that person
damn. That's
identifies. So
fucking
you know what?
hard.
Listen, you can identify as a paper towel. Listen, you can identify as a paper towel. I'm gonna call you. What's up, Bounty? What's going on? Anyway, you identify. You know, as a puppy. What's up, pup? Like, what's going on? You could identify as dishwashing liquid. Hey, what's up, Soapy? What's going on? Now, granted, if you can't get with the program, baby, dismiss yourself from the program. Ain't nobody keeping you here.
It's literally that hard. And I think people feel like, and I'm going to say this, I find the problem lies within cis, hetero people, and Christians, that they feel that their belief system means so much more than executing respect for somebody the fuck else.
But mind you, listen, let's be honest. If we're going to be real about it, most of the Christians is gay.
Hello.
Let's be honest. Hey, I was one. What are you talking about? I was in church every Sunday, Bible study every Wednesday, quiet practice every Tuesday, and guess did that change me? No, I'm still married to a whole man. What are you talking about? Hallelujah. What do you mean? Come on,
I just feel, and
because baby, if we really
I
want to get into it,
wholeheartedly like, I
we
wholeheartedly
can get into it.
I wholeheartedly agree with you, Yachty, because I
Eb
feel
over
like
there cracking
everybody's
up.
sitting over here spewing this whole, oh, I ain't gotta conform to you. It's not about personal boundaries and this, that, and the third. It's like, but it is about personal boundaries, because it's not just about me telling you my pronouns is she, her. Let's even go with the young lady who said, if you're not white, don't call me sis. And they went off in that aspect to
Exactly.
say,
I
oh,
remember
sis
that
this,
TikTok.
sis that, sis that. It's like, it's not about you. You want me to respect you and who you are, but you can't give me that
All
same
right.
respect. So if you
Right.
cannot give me
All
that
right, now
same
listen, we're gonna take
respect
this.
back that you want, then get out my fucking face. You
All right,
don't
now we're
have to
gonna
be
take
a
this a little
part of my
deeper.
life.
Now
What
let's
you
take this a
do,
little deeper, sis. Sis. Let's take this a little deeper. Now that person that made that comment, what if it's your child, the one that want to say, you know what, mommy, or you know what, daddy, I want to be called a girl. I like to wear dresses. I like to wear rings. I like to wear earrings. I like to have my hair done. You gonna sit there and tell me that you're not gonna conform to the way that they want to be because you believe in a certain type of belief? That you gonna sit
and you
there and
know
dismiss
what?
your
The
child?
type of people, for me, the type of people that say the things in which that person
That she
said
said make me
is the
believe
type
that
of
therefore she
person
don't give a
who
fuck about
child,
none of that.
they are the type of person who child runs away from them because they are trying to beat the gay out of them. They are trying to exclude them. They are trying to anoint the gay out of them. Like, those are the type of people. Y'all say y'all
She's a
want y'all
runner. She's a
kids to
track
be able
star.
to talk to y'all. Y'all say y'all
She
want y'all
can run
kids to be
away
able
when it
to
gets hard.
come to y'all, but when they come to you with something that you do not like, y'all are quick to put their asses out or to beat the hell out of them, hoping that they. Now, this is the crazy thing. You just said the comment said we are just not going to conform to y'all. But if your child comes to you and says, I am a trans, I don't feel like I was born in the right body. I don't feel like a boy. I feel like I should have been a girl. And you beat the hell out of them, or you send them to church thinking it's going to get rid of the demon. Is that not you trying to conform them to your thinking?
Baby,
Is
I've been
that
through the whole
not
thing. Oh,
is
let's
that
read this
not you
comment.
trying to conform
Let
them
kids
to
be
your
kids.
thinking
If
and
they
your
want to
beliefs?
wear a dress, let them wear a dress. Then you know, I definitely agree, Jessica. I definitely agree. Let them be kids because honestly, you never know what kind of route they could take. Honestly, they kids. They might want to wear a dress this time, but growing up, they might not want to be gay. They just want to be kids.
I literally
So
watch
therefore,
I literally watched my brother go through so much shit via my uncles and other family members. Not you, Yachty, but my blood
no,
brother.
no, I understand. Yeah,
Go through so much stuff. And I watched so many other family members because I have trans women in my family. I have ones that still have their tallywhackle, and I got ones that they are ain't no nothing there. And to watch all the things that they go through, to watch their parents, especially the fathers, say, that ain't my child. I refuse to call them by. XYZ name. I'm going to continue to call them by the name that I gave them at birth. And to watch them say, you know what, at some point, it ain't even about family no more. It's not even about y'all. It's about what makes me happy and me being who I am. You cannot tell your child, I want you to grow up to be unapologetically you, but when they're not who you want them to be, you all of a sudden like, wait, pause. Nope, I can't do this.
Now you
This
got
is
a
not
problem
who
with
I
it.
thought you were going to be.
Yeah, you can't tell your kid to be the best person that you want them to be, but the best person to them may be trans. The best person to them may be gay. But when they come out, you want to disown them? That happened to me before. The purple warrior said,
I'm
"Hey,
weak.
girl."
Not Ev coming through with the
But no,
shoulders
for
out.
real, like being as a person,
I just
being
want
known
my
as a
kids.
person of this, community, I can't, I can't do
For
it because
me,
I was
I just
casted
want
out.
my children.
Um,
I
yeah.
am at a place where I would just want my children to be happy. And whatever happiness is to them, that is what it is to them. Who am I to dictate what their happiless should be? That's just me. And I guess
But
maybe, and
you
then
know
I
what?
also
A
feel
lot of
like,
parents say that until like a lot of people want happiness for their kid until their happiness is not their happiness that they want for their child.
but I feel like, to
Be,
be honest, that ends up falling on a lot of cisgendered people.
all right, well, listen, Tasha, you my sister, right? You married to my brother and everything like that. Okay, so you
Mm-hmm.
have a little
Hold on,
idea of
mommy.
how we grew up, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've been around for like how many years now? A lot, right?
Um,
Okay.
13,
Yeah,
12,
yeah,
13
we ain't even
years.
gonna count the years. Yeah, we ain't even gonna count the years.
Yeah, I've been around a
But baby,
while.
listen, always been a church boy, right? Always the one shouting in church on the
Grandma had y'all
choir
in church Sunday through Saturday.
every freaking time of the week. And mind you, I take church very seriously. I was very invested, praise dance and teaching praise dance classes and everything. I was very invested in church and everything like that. But the church, all right, you know what? Like, I'm gonna give you a personal situation and everything like that. Now, grandma, you know what? Rest in peace, my grandma. And my brothers may not like this or whatever. What I'm about to put out, or whatever. But I don't give a fuck. For real, I don't care. But I mean, I love you, Anthony. I really do, because I know you probably going about this, and probably my other brothers too. But I really don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, if y'all want to fight, y'all know where I'm at. But still, um, there was this point in time where my grandma took me to church, and then she had the pastor put oil down my throat, and they had a person say on the microphone, "Oh, he's homo. He's homo. He's a homo. Pray the faggot out of him and everything on the microphone and everything." That
I
was so
remember
embarrassing. But you know how
Anthony
much that
and you
empowered
both
me to
told me
be
about
who I
that.
was. Yeah, that's it. It empowered me to be exactly who I am because at the end of the day, my dad had hugged me after that situation. He said, "You know what, son? I love you. I don't give a fuck about, because he wasn't my road dad. He was my uncle, or whatever, but he was the pastor of the church. And then, he was like, you know what? I love you. I love you." He hugged me so tight. He was like, "I love you. Don't even worry about this," because she made them pour oil down my throat to try to pray this away from me. And mind you, I did it myself and everything like that. I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? What is going on? Because I didn't understand. Like, you sitting there pouring oil down my throat to try to get the gay demon out of me. I'm like, I don't feel like no demon. I just like niggas. What the fuck is wrong with that? But we about to leave here and go eat some pork. But that's okay. That's why I
See,
said
I think
earlier,
that's
you
one
can't
of the
pick and
biggest
choose
things.
what type
I
of the
think that's
Bible
one of the
that you want to
biggest
sit there and try to
things.
deal with.
I think that is one of the
Do I look
biggest
ugly? I'm
things that
sorry.
kind of like irritate me. People pick and choose out the Bible what they see fit to fit their narrative. And I remember you telling me this
Mm-hmm.
story, and I think I started to cry because I was like, "This is a child. This is
She
a
like
young
convert.
boy."
Hold on. She like convert. She like convergent camps. I've been there. It don't work. The only thing they do is rape you.
That's what I'm
Same thing
saying.
as therapists. The ones
He
that my grandma sent me to. Yeah, they just rape you.
he has literally, like, Yachty has literally been through so flipping much. So much. And like when he originally told me the stories, it broke my heart because it's like you supposed to love your children for no matter who they are. And then you realize that when it does not fit who you want them to be, it's like, damn, like the fact that you have this young boy at church that's supposed to be protecting him, and you have them pouring oil down his throat, trying to exorcise the demon out of him that is gayness. It's so crazy. And look, he's still just as gay as he want to be.
Can I say like how much that
it's hard. It's hard
to
hear it.
Don't
it's
cry.
Hard to
I'm
hear
about
it.
to, because like how can you give birth or raise or love somebody, and then because they are not what you think the epitome of correct is, be like that? Like, I do not understand that. I do not. It's hard for me to feel like one of my children can't come to me today or tomorrow without hesitation and say, "Mom, this is me," because they think that I'm going to have a problem with that. Like, that within itself breaks my heart as a parent. I don't want my friends to feel like that. I don't want my family to feel like that. I definitely don't want the children whom I love and raise to ever feel like, because who they are is going to make me treat them different. Like, and I have such a hard time when I hear stories like this, and it's not even me, because how can you be like that? How can you do that? How is that okay? How can you say you love somebody based off what's your perception of what love should be?
Listen, people was raised different, and it's not our job to judge how they was raised. So you know what? Some people are stuck in their ways, and we have to understand that. Now, granted, for me, it was very hard. It was very hard growing up and everything like that. But granted, I don't blame my grandma or everything like that. Like I said before, like on the TikTok, I appreciate her for at least showing me God, knowing that He's not a misleading God, or He's not, misunderstanding. He understands where I'm coming from. Like He knew who I was going to be before I was formed in my mother's womb. So therefore, I'm not upset. I'm not upset at all. Now, granted, every trial and tribulation that I've been through, my test, it set me up for my testimony. So therefore, I'm not afraid of nothing. I don't regret anything that I've been through. Now, granted, I've been through some stuff, but that's not my weakness. That's my strength. That's my whole strength. I don't care. I do not care. It made me the man who I am today. And honestly, I tried to commit suicide like 6 times, and being though I wasn't successful, I put my hand over my heart, and like I know I have purpose. I have purpose, and that's why I'm still here. I have purpose. And I know I have purpose. So therefore, I'm not gonna sit here and try to dwell on the past. Oh, she did this to me, she did that to me, and everybody doing this to me, everybody talking to me like this, everybody talking to me like that. I don't give a fuck about none of that, because I'm still here and I'm still standing by nobody's own grace but God in my own. So I don't care. I don't care. You can say anything you want to me. Now, granted, if you would have did it a couple years ago, I might have went to jail, but I'm not that person anymore, because you know what? I'm not physical anymore.
That face
I'm not
still
doing it
came out
because that's how I used
amazing.
to.
That
That's
face
how
still
I,
came.
that's how I used to be. Who face?
Yours.
No,
Oh,
she's
oh.
talking about you. I think she's talking
Who?
about you. Tasha face
Me?
makeup. That's what I think she's talking about.
Oh yeah, no, now her face looks amazing. Yes,
Oh, I just
but
took the
like I
lashes
said,
off
like
because
my
they was giving me
struggle,
nerves.
I'm gonna say, listen, but like I was saying, my struggle do not define who I am. Listen, I thank God I don't look like what I've been through, because I would not look like this. You feel me?
Listen, that part.
God is good.
He is.
God is good. So therefore, my trials and my tribulations and my tests, it only set me up for my testimony. So I'm cool. I'm good. I don't dwell on it anymore. I used to. I don't dwell on it anymore. All the rapes, the only thing I still carry is that I'm still scared of the dark. That's it. But other than that, I'm cool.
I
I
just have
love
had.
everybody, and I will hope that I can receive the love from everybody. That's it. But don't get me wrong, I still got these 2 fists, and I still know how to rumble. So don't ever get it fucked up at everything. You gonna talk to me sideways, period.
There you go.
I've been to jail a couple times, and baby, I don't mind going back. But let's just keep it 100. I love everybody though, straight and included. Bitch, try me if you want to. I
We
love you
love
too.
you, Yadi. But
Yeah, Yadi loves y'all too. Can I make that?
I definitely want to say thank you. I think this was a great conversation, and I feel like conversations like
It
this
was.
definitely should be had more.
Especially for
know?
your child. Should be unconditional. How do you put conditions on love for you? I mean, listen, I don't know how you can put conditions on love for your child, but it happens. It happens.
You should
no,
put
But you know
if
conditions.
what?
y'all don't, if y'all not following my brother on TikTok, follow him so we can get him to 1,000
Yeah.
followers so he can go
What is
live and
the
work my,
username again? So I can type it in.
just so he can go live and work my nerves.
What's the username so I can say it
Period.
again?
What is my username? I think it's
I
like
don't know. I can
Yazier 1994.
Yazir is
YAZIHIRE 1994.
listen.
ZI.
That's too much. That's too much. I need one of y'all at a time. That's too much.
Y.
Listen, I'm not gonna tell you because she don't fucking know.
You said what?
No, she don't
Listen.
know. I'm gonna tell you.
Okay,
A.
Z
Okay.
I H
Okay.
I R E 1994.
YAZIHIRE.
Sis, don't do that because you. Yeah.
Okay. Look, I put it in there.
1994.
Okay, we good. I got it in.
Yeah, please go follow me, y'all. I need 1,000 so I can start going live.
I already follow you.
I'm
He
not
trying
even
to go
halfway
live
there.
so he can. He trying to go live, y'all, so he can get on my damn nerves while I do my makeup, because that's exactly what he's gonna do. Sis, you doing
know
that
I
wrong.
am. No more questions,
So
y'all. No more questions. We about to get off.
I've come a long way. I've come a long way in my makeup. Okay.
No, I
Oh,
can't
somebody
do
said
it on
Yachty.
TikTok.
Hi,
That's why
clumsy
we
playing.
moved
What's going
to
on?
YouTube. I don't know why you can't get on, but everybody else could have got on. All right. So does anybody have any questions before we hop
I
off,
can't get
or
on.
anything that we want to like talk about real
Come
quick?
on, I'm open to all questions. This is Q&A right
Look,
now.
look at this. Look at this.
He talk not Cannon said he talked like Anthony. They brothers.
First of all, I don't.
Listen, I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. But
Wait, so how would you
Wait,
feel?
who is this a question for?
How was?
I guess just anybody.
Who's the okay?
Okay, so let's Eb go first.
So for me, if who I'm with came out as bi, it wouldn't make a difference because
Okay.
Ultimately for me, it's you can be bi, that's fine, but as long as when you're with me, it's just me. Then what you do before and after me has nothing to do with me. That's all.
Go right here. Okay, go ahead,
Tyrell.
Tasha.
So for me, now this may be for me, it's a no-go. I don't want to. I don't
why?
want to think of my husband having to previously been with a man. That's just me. For me, it's just it's awkward for me.
So hold on. So for you, it's the thought of at any point in the course of his life that he was with another man does not sit well with you.
For me. And
Okay.
I would not feel any type of way if I was to come out to, for most of y'all already know that I came out as bi. It is who I am. If Anthony was to say to me, my husband was to say to me that I can't accept that, okay, fine. I get it. I understand. Some people don't want to know that their spouse was with the same sex. That is just for me.
I ain't gonna lie. There was one point in my life where that would have been a problem for me. But right now, I feel like that was also me being ignorant and putting these stereotypical stipulations on what a bi man look like.
Now I'm gonna be honest. I will date trans woman, trans man, non-binary parent.
But
I
listen,
won't.
sis, because we haven't broken down the question. We haven't broken down the question because is this married or non-married?
Does it matter though?
For
It
some
it
people,
it
it
does
does.
because if
Some
you're
Really?
people
married,
are
then
willing to accept.
you have a certain vow.
Right. Some people are more willing to accept it in a marriage because they made a vow that they feel like they have to. That's what when you in a marriage, it is a lot harder to break ties from a marriage
If y'all got
than
any
from just a
questions,
regular old relationship.
over here so
There
I
is
can.
a whole process in which you have to
That's
go through
true.
when you are married to get out of the relationship. You can't just say, "Hey, I'm done, deuces." So for some people, when they make that vow, it is
Okay, well, let me give
they
my
tend to work
So
harder.
before you go, Yadi, let me ask.
let
So
me
what
give
are you?
my opinion.
Before you go, let me ask this. So what you're saying is, if you're married, you feel that this is something that should have been brought up prior to the marriage. Okay, so that I do understand. I do
I
understand that. So
agree.
if you married somebody and it's not so much that they were bi, it's so much that we didn't have complete honesty before we took the vow. Okay, I got you. I got you.
Yeah. So therefore, she was blindsided. Okay, now for me, I wouldn't give a fuck. I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't give a fuck if my man decided to sleep with a woman. It's a woman. It's not a man, so I don't care. That's just how I feel. Period.
All right. So
It's
let
still
me.
considered cheating though,
I,
as long as I don't know it. I mean, but if I know about it, it's not.
So here's
But
another
I
question.
mean, my man slept with women before me, and I slept with women before him. So it's like, do we just decided to not sleep with anybody because we've been together?
Shouldn't you tell someone if you know already? Shouldn't you tell someone if you're bi if you know already? Stop.
That question
Is
within
it
itself
is
brings up
that
the
is that the
trans
question?
conversation too.
But is that the question? But I'm trying to
I
figure
think
out which
that's the
one is the
question.
question.
I think it's if you already know that you're bi, shouldn't you be open with your partner?
Yes.
I totally agree. Yes, you should be. Yes.
Yes,
So
definitely.
I'm gonna change it a little bit until somebody else comes on with a question. So how do you feel about when 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 should a person who is trans divulge that they are trans to someone?
When they decide that they think they're gonna get intimate,
Okay. So
I feel the same. Either when they decide they're going to
because
be
honestly,
intimate
hold
or
on,
when they feel. Go
feelings.
ahead.
Because I'm gonna tell you, because honestly, no trans woman is supposed to sit there and tell a man that they're trans. For real, no one has that obligation for real. Now, as long as y'all not having no kiss, no touching, no nothing. If the guy wants to take you out to dinner, let him take you out to dinner. But before y'all do anything as far as touching wise physical interaction, that's your part to tell him that I may not be the girl that you want. But if you can't sit there and tell no trans woman it's not okay to go out there with no straight men because you're a man, which is what people say. Because honestly, if you're attracted to a trans woman, that doesn't make you gay. Because when you are attracted to a trans woman, you get a woman's appearance, correct? You got the titties, you got the hips, and then sometimes you don't even got the hips. It's just the physique and the face, the layer, and everything like that. So therefore, when you look at a woman, you are attracted to a woman. You're not attracted to a trans woman because at that point you don't know that that woman is trans. So therefore, it does not make you gay because you are attracted to a woman. So therefore, it's not their objection to sit there because you want to take them out to dinner, and
And
then
see,
you go
my
to
thing
dinner and
is
everything like
for.
that. I feel like the only way. Listen, hold on, let me finish this. I feel like the only way a trans woman should be able to sit there, because one thing that we have to understand that trans women's life is in danger as well. So therefore, a lot of trans women does this over text. But it's like, okay, if they go out to dinner, no, they don't have to sit there and tell them that they're trans. As far as physical like connection and everything like that, as far as you touching them or they touching you, I feel like that's a conversation that needs to be had. But there's nothing wrong with having a fucking free dinner.
And the
I
crazy
feel like
thing
there's
is,
nothing
to
wrong
me,
with that.
I
You don't have to sit there and
feel
tell them that you're trans because he's attracted to you.
the crazy thing to me is I feel like up until said person, and this is for men and women, I feel like up until the point of someone coming out saying that, hey, I am a trans man or I am a trans woman, you're not looking at that person as the opposite. You're looking at them as the opposite
Yeah, because you
sex. You're
didn't
not
know they
looking
was
at them as
trans
the
until
same
they
sex
told
as you.
you.
So why is it that once they come out saying, hey, I am a trans woman, all of a sudden is, oh no, I don't want to be with a man, I want to
Because
be with a woman.
that's
Because
because you
originally when
can't
you looked
tell.
at that trans woman, you
You
did not
seen
think
a
men.
woman.
You looked and saw a
But see,
woman.
and this is a lot of trans people's problem because it's like, listen, you see me, you straight, right? You seen me, you was attracted to a woman, but when I come and tell you that I'm trans, now your whole objective change. Oh, you a man. But when you see me, was I a man? When you took me out to dinner, was I a man? When you told me that you like me and you love me, was I a man? No, that wasn't there. But when I decided to tell you and sit there and say, oh, you know what? Before we get physical, I want to tell you that I'm trans.
And then
Now,
I
fuck all the
also,
feelings
and
that
then
you
I
had and the way
also,
that you
I
felt.
also feel like, Yadi, I also feel
That shit
like
weird.
people are out here saying that, oh, as a trans woman or a trans man, especially as a trans woman, oh, you should tell people right off the bat, because if you don't tell them off the bat, then that could get you hurt or killed. And I'm like, you do realize there are people out
Okay,
here
well,
that told
listen.
people right
Now,
off the bat and
listen.
still got killed? It's a
And
damn
they
if
get
you do,
shot
damn if
right
you
the fuck.
don't.
Listen, okay, because listen, I had a friend. And we had this conversation. I had a friend. She was walking down the street minding her fucking business. And then the fact that she tried to holler at the dude, what the dude tried to holler at her, and she told him and broad daylight, you know what, I'm trans. Straight shot her. And this is exactly why trans women don't do this. And that's why a lot of them prefer to, text and everything like that because you can't hurt me if I'm in the text. But the fact that somebody come up to you and honestly because she kept on walking. She was not trying to hear what the hell you was trying to say. She kept on walking. But because she decided to sit there and tell you we try to holler at her, that you know what, oh, I'm a trans woman, and then you gonna sit there and shoot her in broad daylight. Yes, and that's exactly true. The
And that's
Purple Warrior,
exactly, and that's
yeah,
exactly
trans women
what,
die just for being them.
and that's
Just for
exactly
being
what I
them.
was telling them before on one of my lives. I was like, I'm sitting over here and they're like, oh, you should tell somebody right off the bat. And I'm like, so what do you say to those women who died telling someone right
Who
off the
done it?
bat, hey, before you holler at me, let me let you know right now, I am a trans woman. Pow.
Exactly.
So
But
I
you got them
told you
people
off
that
the
can't
bat.
respect
I
it.
told you off the bat who I was, and you killed me. I wait to tell
So a
you,
lot of
and
trends
you
are
kill
scared,
me.
and you can't blame them for being scared about that kind of shit because honestly, it's like how dare you? I'm sitting here telling you, giving you a heads up, so therefore I won't get killed. And you decide to shoot me in broad daylight because I decided to tell you
Yeah,
that I was
I have
trans.
my. I'm
So
not
why the
against
fuck?
for you to say that, for Jessica, for you to say that I am against bi people and I am a bi person. That's weird.
See, I think this is where I want to bring up a real quick point. Okay, my point is this. People tend to, I don't know what the exact context behind that was, but people tend to join conversations. I'm going to use TikTok as a reference. They tend to join conversations midway, not knowing full context to understand why certain people are speaking about certain things. So when they hear things, they're not putting that these are people who are
we had her
speaking on them
preference. She's
for a
not
reason.
against.
You
Wait,
feel what I'm
somebody
saying?
said my sister's against white people.
When she is a whole bi woman.
Somebody said that.
You're muted, babes.
Jessica,
Oh, sorry.
Je-
Because I said that I prefer, when the question
me.
was asked, what if my partner came out as bi? And I said, I personally do not want to date a bi man.
Listen. So apparently somebody misread Wayward Jessica's comment. So let me take that back because Jess already
Can
knows
y'all
this.
hear me?
I'm about to say,
Yeah.
Jess already knows that
Yeah,
I'm
we
bi.
already know this. Yeah, we can hear you, Yachty. We already know this. All right, let me see if
This
I
is
can.
the other part. This is the other part that I want people to also
My baby.
understand.
Sorry,
It
baby.
is okay to have a preference. It's the way in which you have your preference. I am not going to sit here and say, oh, bi men are disgusting. They're not bi, they're gay. If a woman can be bisexual, a man can be bisexual. Stop equating the fact that a man comes out and says, hey, I am bisexual to, oh, you can't be bisexual. You're just gay. If a man says he is bisexual, he is bisexual. He likes men and he likes women. If a woman says she is bisexual, she likes men, she likes women. Stop equating the fact that it is okay for a woman to be bisexual, but we automatically say, no, that man is just gay. That is very annoying. I personally, not gonna lie, I'm scared as fuck for my gay/trans family because of ideals like this.
All right, no, hold on now, cause I'm part of that community. So, answer me this question: when you say ideals like this, what do you mean?
I think they're saying, and
what is that?
I think what they're saying is, in the sense, not what we're talking about, but the opposing end of what we're talking about. The lack of acceptance, people putting stipulations on when somebody should tell. I think that's what they're saying. And I could be wrong. Rage, tell me if I'm wrong. Hold on, y'all. I think y'all need to just like hear them out. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Because I'll be honest,
no.
It scares the
hold on, wait.
It scares the hell out of me for
it. Hold on, listen. Y'all listen, let them talk because they've been here like the whole time listening and they're being respectful. So let them talk. So what logical part of the conversation are we missing?
Y'all only address outrage and not logical conversations. What do you mean address outrage?
Where do y'all see these comments? I can't see them.
So I'm on my part and I can see them, and I also got YouTube up too, so I can see them both.
What do you mean? How come y'all address outrage and not logical conversation? What do you mean?
Wait, baby, what are you talking about? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, rage.
We're also asking people to ask questions.
Yes. So here's the thing: if a question is asked and I say my opinion, Envy says her opinion, and Yachty says his opinion. These are the opinions of three separate different people. They may be the same, they may be different. So when you come with a question, you come with a statement, you need to, there's more characters on YouTube. You got plenty of room to type, baby. So go ahead and specify exactly what you're saying. So if we are only addressing outrage, that's probably because that's where the conversation led us. So if we're missing some logical part of a conversation that you think we should address, say that shit.
Well, listen, I'm going to translate. Listen, if you can't get what the fuck we're saying, get the fuck off this live. How about that? Period. Let's keep it plain and fucking
simple. But I literally need them to understand you have more characters here. Be specific. If you think we're missing something,
you got a straight female, you got a bisexual female, and you got a gay man that was a trans experience. So therefore, you got every fucking option in the fucking letters. So therefore, come on, wait, I'm with you, bro, and I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm on board. I want to hear the different aspects.
The transition.
No, your comments aren't getting deleted, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm over here on live and I'm trying to look here and my mods are going back and forth. So if you sit here and say, hey, I said something, scroll up, do that so I can see that. If you have a particular question that you feel we're not addressing, because we're going to answer questions in the manner in which they're asked, how the fuck we want to answer them. So if you want to ask a certain way to receive a particular answer, say it just like that. I'm totally fine with you disagreeing with any one of us, as long as we're respectful in the process of doing so.
Ain't
I don't know if you know me. I don't know where you came from, but I don't do disrespect. But I appreciate you for joining.
Yeah, and I don't know if you know me, but baby, I don't do that. I throw shit.
Just so clarify.
We ain't gonna do that. Just be respectful.
Okay, so who are they in TikTok? Okay, so that's a legitimate. You about to get muted now though, because I'm not muting nobody. I'm literally not muting anybody. But this is what they said.
Did nobody get muted?
I haven't muted anybody. I have not unmuted.
Okay.
Listen. Hold on. Let me say something. Hold on. Let me say something.
Hold on. Listen. They're saying that bi men are treated differently than bi women. No, that's very true. I do agree.
That is very true. I agree. I agree. That's very true.
I definitely just said that when it comes to men, when it comes to bi men, they automatically say, hey, as a bi, you can't be a bi man. You're automatically equated to, oh, you're just gay. As if bi men cannot exist.
I'm sorry, hold on 1 second. Well, he's not gonna talk to you
Hold
no
on,
kind of way.
but let's stop that. Hold on. Wait. Who's talking to my sister any kind of way?
No, not Tasha. This is somebody else. No.
They talking
Right.
to you any kind of way?
No, they're talking to one of my mods any kind of way, I think. But I'm trying to explain to them, I don't have a problem, and I'm sure you don't with people with
No,
differing opinions.
what is we explaining for? Let's just block. We ain't doing that. We ain't got no explaining shit to do. No, you could block
They in
that
two different
motherfucker.
spaces.
Ain't nobody
I'm
explaining shit.
okay, never mind. One of my mods got him. But
Listen.
anyway, we can go ahead and talk about the differences between bi men and bi women. Because I can be honest
All right,
with
now
you.
listen. All right, this is the thing. Listen, I can tell you from a bi man because I am a bi man. But you know what? I don't claim that bi because I'm married to a whole man. So therefore, women is not interested to me no more because I'm interested in my husband. That's it. So therefore, what I'm telling you now, bi women, because it's a standard. Because you know what? If you see a like a stud walking down the street, y'all ain't gonna say nothing to the y'all gonna dap on there. Yo, what's up, bro? And all the other. But if you see a man walking down in a crop top and some booty shorts and some heels, you ain't gonna dap that nigga. You ain't gonna dap that nigga because you feel like because he got that little image or whatever. And then what a lot of the stigmatism for real with bi men, everybody think that every gay person is a bottom. Every gay person don't take dick. You have tops, you have bottoms, you have bottom verses, you have verse tops, you have all. There's different things to this gay world. Y'all don't know because y'all don't live in it. But I mean, honestly, a lot of y'all know because y'all on the DL and y'all just want to sit there and act in front of your friends, but y'all want to be fucked in the closet. So come on, let's keep it real.
And I mean, the other part is that it's like when people hear
Do y'all
Krishan,
think
give us a
being
minute.
born will be
Krishan,
more
give us a
accepted
minute.
in the
We'll answer
future?
your question. We'll answer your question in a minute. I feel like when it comes
Yeah.
to bi
I got your
women,
question, bro.
when it comes to bi women, people first thought is, oh, for a lot of people, not all people, because there are some people who do not agree with even bisexual women. But a majority, I
Yeah,
feel
I
like, be
agree.
like, oh, that's sexy. That's hot. A woman kissing a woman feeling on a woman. Oh, that's hot. We like that. And a lot of times they say that shit because for men, and this is not speaking for all men, but some men, if not majority of men, feel as though, hey, I can join in that.
Do you know what my
I
children's
can
father
join
told
in
me?
that.
Tasha,
Huh?
y'all know what my children's father told me when we were together? He would be accepting of our daughter being a lesbian. But if our boys were homosexuals,
He's
he
not
would
accepting it.
disown them. He would not accept it. You got to be motherfucking smoking crack. What? For me, where's the difference? They are both exhibiting who the fuck they are.
Because that is the double standard in which we live. That is the double standard society in which we live in. It is okay, for prime example, other double standards. It is okay for a man to sow his wild oats. But if a woman decides she wants to sow her wild oats, oh, she's a hoe. These are just double standards in which we live in society. And the crazy thing, it should not be like that. If you're going to sit over here and say it's okay for said women to be gay, then it's okay for said man to be gay. Stop. You can't pick and choose. You can't cherry pick what's accepted and what's
But
not.
society makes it look like two women together is sexy and 2 men is not.
Agree. Exactly.
Listen.
I'm sorry, but me and my husband look good as hell.
Look. Room tour.
Y'all don't want to see my room tour. This shit is a hot damn mess. So Krishan said, do we think that in the future being a part of the LGBTQ plus community will be more accepted?
Thank you.
I don't feel like it will.
Wait, say that
I
one more
feel
time.
like, I'm going to be honest, at this point, are you telling me, hold on? Okay, so yeah. Do y'all think being,
trying to put the question back up.
Do y'all think being a part of LGBTQ plus will be more accepting in the future? I honestly don't think so. As long for a couple different reasons. As long as you still have these people that push these ideologies of, oh, Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, or those type of Bible thumpers who continually say these things like, oh, it says in the Bible that man shall not lay with man, which we already done found out that originally was man shall not lay
Never
with boys.
said that.
But we're not gonna get into that part. As long as you have that, I don't feel like there will be a lot of acceptance, because you're gonna have people who steadily over the course of their life continue to push that to the next generation. And then the other part for me on that is, I feel like at this point in time, I feel like there are a lot of people. It just feels like in these last year or two, a lot of people have been coming out.
Shit.
He dumb as fuck.
Listen, I'm gonna be like 100% honest with y'all. I feel good as a bitch right now. So that's where we're at. So these are the type of open and honest conversations, because there's no fucking filter at this point.
Right. So I also feel like
me anything.
Literally, Tasha the only one semi-sober.
I'm partially, well, I still, Cairo is still up, so I can't be where y'all at. But I mean, I also feel like these last couple years, it just seems like to me, a lot of people have been coming out of the woodwork saying that they are a part of the LGBTQ. Hey, Cairo, no. That they are a part of the LGBTQ plus community and don't even know what it really takes. I'm done.
I'm sorry. These are the best conversations, though. Like, really. Okay, so who got? Let me see. Jess, is that the comment you're talking about? I'm just saying.
Am I the only person that's going to answer that question?
No, we're going to answer. So Jess wanted me to put this up to clarify what she was saying, because I think what she said before might have been taken out of context. Is that right?
Wait, somebody got to read it. I can't read it.
Hold on. Yeah, okay. So that's it. It says, I'm just saying the same logic she's using towards trans people coming out. You were attracted to them before they came out can be applied to dating a man until they come out as bi. And that's how I feel. That's
not to me, that's not the same logic. I was attracted to a man. I'm still attracted to a man. We're talking about
no. Tasha. This is what they're saying.
I still don't get it.
You see a trans man. You see a man. You're attracted to him. He eventually tells you he is a trans man. You were still attracted to a man. Am I correct, Jessica? Is that right?
Okay, I get that.
That's
but
true.
How does that imply to being bisexual? At
No.
the end of the day, he's still a man.
Tasha, no. What they're saying is, what I'm saying is, for me, her comment, I get. Because for me, if I'm with him, now I get the whole point of being married. We should be open and honest about everything before we take that plunge, before we have that, take those vows. That I understand. But if I'm dating a man for several years and he says, you know what, babe, I used to be bisexual, I'm like, all right, as long as you with me and only me during this time, I don't give a shit what you do before or after. So I think that's what they're saying.
Why would that conversation? First of all, that is a conversation. We would not be married. You're not going to tell me 6 years down the line of us being married that you're bisexual. That is a conversation that should have been said previously to us getting married. We done had intercourse and everything else underneath the sun.
But what does them being bisexual have to do with the intercourse y'all had?
Because at the end of the day, that is a conversation that should have taken place. Because now I'm at a point where I feel like you lied to me. You knew. And that was something that is not something that you wait 10 years down the line to say.
But I also feel like this. I feel like if you tell me prior to us being married, I get it. But I also understand why some people don't come out. Because you don't know, I'm in love with this woman.
10 years, 6 years, 10 years, 5 years down the line.
I can't put a time limit. I can't put a time limit.
That's like
when you feel comfortable coming out.
Ebony, that's like a conversation that you have about kids. When you are getting serious with a person, there are certain conversations that need to take place before moving to the serious point. Children, religion, how you are raising children,
here we go.
Marriage. That is something that should come, of course, too.
That's a legitimate question.
So then my thing is, you said, what if he didn't realize right away? You know if you're attracted to the opposite sex or same sex. That's yachty all day, y'all. How do you not know right away? So then my question is, when you are married to me, when you are married, when you get married, if you are
No, hold on. Cannon, don't do this. This is what I'm saying. That's not, though, you being with one person and then, you know what, I think I back does not mean you can.
But somebody just asked, what if he doesn't know right away? So
that don't mean he's gonna cheat on you.
What is going on in your relationship that 6 years after y'all get married, you're gonna come out as bi?
Because some people don't come out for different reasons. Hence what we talked about earlier. Literally.
Yes,
that makes me feel as though you're betraying me, because that is something, as Yachty just said, when it gets to a point of physical, stop. When it gets to a point of physical contact and being serious
but you might not know at that. I mean, we're not talking about trans, we're talking about bisexuality at this point. I feel like this. Some people don't realize they're bisexual until they old as hell. Went through your whole life being a heterosexual person, been in a relationship for years and years and years, and there was this feeling that you have purposely or subconsciously had suppressed that might just come out at some point during the duration of your relationship. So at that point, you tell me that you're bisexual and I'm supposed to change how I feel about you? As long as you ain't messing with nobody else, male or female, while you with me, we is good.
For me, I just don't agree. Like, if we are married, I feel as though that is conversations that take place previous to getting married. That is a conversation.
Hold on, y'all. I gotta see
children. Before you get seriously involved with somebody, you have a discussion about, do y'all want children? How are y'all going to raise your children? What is your background? There are certain things previously to getting married that y'all discuss. To me, that is something.
So how do we listen, Linda. How do we explain people who are so full gun ho about having children and then decide midway through a relationship that you don't want no motherfucking kids?
Maybe we can't be together, because if we had a conversation about having prime example, somebody who is a prime example of that is, have you ever seen The Real?
You talking about the talk show?
Yeah.
Yes. Very, very.
So the Asian girl, what, Jenny? Is it Jenny? Jen?
The one that's with Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah.
So her, she was originally married. And originally, no, I did not. I did not come out after dating Anthony.
Wait, what
Anthony knew way, way back then. And me and Anthony were also friends before dating. So my husband knew before dating I was bisexual. And if I did come out to my husband afterwards and he said he didn't want to be with me, I'm not gonna feel no type of way. That's fine.
So my whole thing is, who had that comment? Like, what's up? You trying to
Well, no. I think the reason they said that is just because of conversations we've heard. That's how it may have been taken. Because when you hear bits and pieces, you conclude. But I'm gonna tell you why I feel like I feel. And
my husband knew I was bi before getting married and everything.
But why is that even a question? Like, who asked that? Like, what's going on?
They were only asking in the sense of because of what her opinion was. That's it. Like, we just listen. We being cool.
I always knew I was bi. I never not once thought I was bi. I just personally, unless dealing with someone on a serious level, didn't say anything to them. Now, when it got serious and they asked me questions about it, you motherfucking right. I told them I'm bi. I had relationships with a girl. I had relations with a girl. I lived with a girl. Like, I spent a whole 6 months in a full-blown relationship with a woman.
So I think
I know who I am, and I'm satisfied with who I am. So that is not something that anybody can ever say that I hate.
So I think this is why I want to say why I say what I say. Okay. You've known me long enough to know how I speak about other women. Have I ever been with another woman? Never in my whole motherfucking life. But do I find women beautiful? Do I find them attractive? Yes. So I'm not saying, can I say right now I'm bisexual? No. But who's not to say down the road that that's why I felt like that?
But
So
you know what? This is the other part in
bisexual. They don't want me no more.
This is the other part in what I was saying to you before, Eb. There are so many people. People tend to think that just because you can compliment the same sex,
but that's what
automatically
I'm
equates
saying.
you to
I would
being
never say I'm
gay or
bisexual right
bisexual.
now. But how do I not
Listen.
know that these things are not?
Listen.
That's what I am. That's what I'm saying.
Listen. And what I'm saying to you is there are a ton of people who automatically say, oh, well, I complimented that girl or I looked at her, but obviously that makes me gay or bisexual. And that's not the way it works. Baby, if you ain't finna lick some coochie, lick some titties, and be on a full-blown relationship with a woman,
what I'm saying.
then you cannot say that you
But
bisexual or gay.
this is what I'm saying to you. Right now, I've never been with them. I can't say that I wouldn't. You understand what I'm saying? So years down the road, damn, maybe
That's if that's your case, then you're questioning. At this point, you're possibly questioning.
But here's my thought process. If years down the road and I'm with, I don't know, whoever, I'm with a man, we're together, and I'm like, I think this is what I am. This is what it is. Do I expect him to stop feeling a certain type of way about me because I all of a sudden I recognize that I was bisexual? Like, that's fucked up.
You can't tell another person how to feel, though. Do you expect for his feelings to stop? You hope they won't stop.
Okay, I get that.
You hope. What the? Yachty, sit down.
Hold on, I do have a question somebody brought up. This is one, and I gotta run to the bathroom, so I'm gonna let y'all talk about this, but this is the question. So y'all talk about that till I get back.
Sis, wait, are you on the same side drive I'm on? Okay, you know, all right, let's be serious real quick. Honestly, there are some dogs, and you know, some male species of animals, like animal, because I watch Animal Planet a lot. There actually are some animals that prefer to sleep with the males than the insects
and reptiles
and mammals. And amphibians that also would like to sleep with a male rather than they would a female. So honestly, do your research.
There are also insects and things of that nature that actually can switch genders.
Oh, I never knew that.
There are actually some. I cannot think off the bat. I would have to get my phone to
No,
Google
sis, did you know that the male seahorse give birth?
Switch genders.
You know that the male seahorse the male seahorse gives birth.
Oh yeah, I know that. The male seahorse.
Ain't that weird? Come on. Let's get some more questions though. Come on, why we sitting here dry?
She had to go potty. So
she the one that had all the questions.
I cannot think. I actually think there are some snakes that actually switch genders too.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Wait.
But there are some animals that can switch genders, and there are animals who actually there's this guy on TikTok. He does a lot of videos about
I think I know what they're saying though. I think you know what is that? There's a community that refers to themselves as fur something or other.
No, I thought he was referring to actual pets.
No. I no. There are people, and I see them.
Yeah, they're called furries.
Okay, I think that might be with their furries. Is that what you're saying, Krishan?
No, I think he's referring to actual animals. Because he said, do y'all think there's a such thing as pets? And then parentheses says dogs and cats.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood then. Okay.
Hi, bro. But there are actual insects, reptiles, and things like that actually, one, can cross genders, and two, that actually do things with the same sex. There is a bug. I wish I knew the name of the guy, but there is a guy on TikTok that does videos on animals.
That's my YouTube.
And he presents all the animal facts of the animal in itself. And there was Cairo. Stop. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm gonna go get this phone real quick so I can figure it out.
Let me see what other questions we have. There's like 33 people over here on my TikTok. So I'm like trying to go back and forth, but it's a lot. Oh, let me show you all the flowers you're getting right now. You ready? There go one. They love you, Yachty. Let me see what else.
Hold on.
The comment above is not reading right. It's a relationship. Wait, the comment above because y'all not reading that right. Who not reading something right, Cannon? Because you're not supposed to be looking. Cannon, elaborate.
Prime example.
Did I miss that? I'm not liking the lighting that I'm getting here. Just so FYI, so we all aware. Who touched talking? I don't know.
Literally, apparently, clownfishes can change genders.
Androgynous. Yeah.
Clownfishes change genders. That's one. Like, there are literally a bunch of animals. Clownfishes, frogs, bearded dragons, snakes. Such as some female snakes, such as the yellow-bellied water snake, can give birth without mating. Like, there are literally...
So they don't have to have a partner?
No. So clownfishes are another one. All clownfishes are born male, yet they have the ability to switch their sex, but will only do so only to become the dominant female of the group. Nigga, is you muted? Do y'all think if some straight celebrities become a part of the
You're not
LGBT...
muted, Yachty. I don't know why we can't hear you because you're not muted. No. Let me see. You're not muted. It's something on your end.
Did you have headphones in?
Oh, did you have headphones in to take them out? That's probably why.
Put them in the box. Did they die?
Can I come on? Hold on. Hold on. Jess wants to come on too. Hold on. While Yachty works out his audio.
Do y'all think if some straight celebrities become part of the LGBTQ plus community, they would sort of lose their career? I don't think at this point in time, no. Maybe like back then, a little ways back, they would, but now, no.
So you feel like you don't think they would lose a part of their following because of that?
I don't. For me, I don't think. For me, I don't think they would, because now people, they're trying to make it more normal. So it was just essentially like, oh, we got a spokesperson. Stop.
So you think that would gain Anthony, hit me up on Instagram. We'll stay on for a bit longer, not much, because it is 24 for some of us, and I got things to do. So we'll do about 30 more minutes. I'll add Jess and you. Hit me up on Instagram, and then we'll talk for like 30 minutes, and then I'm off. Okay. So you think they would gain a following? Yachty, what's going on, love?
I don't think they would lose anything, and I do feel we need to figure out what's going on with her. Is your volume turned down?
Yeah. Hold on, give me a second. Let me try something. Did you take your earphones out? Your phone is still connected to your earphones. That's why. Even though your earphones ain't in. Jessica Murray said, no hate from over here. She just was trying to introduce other perspectives. She's got nothing but love coming from her to you. coming from a bi woman herself. She was just trying to say because she didn't want you.
I didn't take it. I didn't take what she was saying as hate, because when she asked the question, did I come out after dating Anthony? No, I didn't. My husband always knew I was bisexual. I think last year was the first time he heard me say it out loud to so many people. I don't feel as though everybody and their mama need to know.
Okay, turn your Bluetooth off. Yeah.
Now, what was you saying?
You good? All right, hold on. You were saying a whole bunch. Where it went? What you were saying? You forgot it. Jess, I just sent it to you on Instagram. Yachty. I don't know where he went. He was good. Maybe he couldn't hear us. I sent it on Instagram, Jay. All right, and he gone. He might have come back. All right, so Tasha, let me find something else real quick. I said we're gonna do 30 more minutes with them on, and then we go hop off because I got other people to talk to. Just saying. Can't nobody hear you. You're muted.
I said you could sit and do your little texting while you right there.
Girl, I'm on live though. I do that. Okay, I like to hear voices. I like to hear voices. Alcohol, child. Alcohol. All right, so I'm waiting on Jess. We'll wait for y'all. Text Yachty and see if he's coming back. Hey, girl.
Hey.
What you want to talk about?
I just want to make it clear. I did not say anything about Tasha being fucking biphobic or homophobic or no shit like that. Like,
no, somebody read that incorrectly. That's all. Yeah. I clarified.
I mean, so me being bi too, I got a question though, Tasha. So you said that you can't personally be with a man that's been with another man. Can I ask, do you think that that uncomfortability, that preference is rooted in like stereotypes?
I don't know. I just personally, for me, don't want to know that my man has been with another man. And like I said, I'm not going to feel no type of way if I came out to Anthony and he was like, you know what, babe, I don't want to fathom the thought of you being with another woman. Okay, no problem. It's not going to stop me from being me and who I am. It's just for me. That's me. I don't want the thought, just like I wouldn't want the thought process of, oh, my husband was out here prostituting. That's just, I don't, there are certain thoughts for me that I don't want to have to think about.
Right. And that makes sense. And I think a lot of people don't understand that just like the black experience isn't a monolith and black opinions aren't a monolith. Mm-hmm. The same thing goes for, us bi people, LGBTQIA plus community, period. So just because you say it's a preference or doesn't mean that I say it's, doesn't mean that I say it's not, say it's a phobia. You know what I mean?
And see, that's the thing that I want people to understand. People are entitled to have their preference on who they want to date. I feel like what is the reason for said preference becomes the issue. If you're sitting over here and you're saying that your preference is your preference and start to spew hate towards other people that is not your preference, then it's like, okay, you're doing a bit too much for me. It's like if you as a black person say, hey, I don't want to date the reason why I'm dating a white person is because, oh, black girls are loud, black girls are ghetto. Then that to me, it starts to be rooted in something else.
And right. Like, okay, and that's why I was asking the question.
Can you have a preference without being negative towards something else?
And that's why I was asking the question, like, do you think that your preference is rooted in some type of stereotype, kind of like how some people think that just because we're bi means that
We're more
we're
likely to cheat.
unfaithful. Yes. Or that or we get fetishized, or that we get accused of being attention seeking and shit like that. So that's why I had the question, like, is it solely a preference, or is it because it's rooted in, like, you feel like that would make him unmasculine or something like that?
No, because as Yadi said, not all men that are gay are taking it.
Exactly.
Some are giving it. Some are giving and taking. Like, no, I don't think that makes him. What's the word I'm looking for? Is it emasculated, demasculated?
Yeah.
What's the word?
Yeah.
I'm not even on the right word right now.
Emasculated.
Yeah, I don't think it makes him. I just, for me, don't want to have. I would prefer for my man to just be straight, and if he wants me to be straight, then listen, I'm not mad at nobody. It's a preference. I don't
Right.
think it makes him gay, and I don't think it makes it whatever is it demasculated or emasculated? What's the word? It don't make him feminine.
I think you mean feminine.
It's another word for masculating that takes away from me. Anthony would have
Emasculated.
knew the fucking word. You know,
Yeah,
his ass is a damn
emasculated is
human
the word.
dictionary half the time. So yeah, my brother is so done.
Is your audio still not working?
Can y'all not hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I'm trying to wait for the other guy to come in because, like, I'm about to be finished. Like, I'm literally. Hold on, somebody coming. But we only gonna stay on for like 20 or so minutes afterwards because we've been on for a long time. So I'm gonna wait for their stuff to get connected and see what they wanted to add to the conversation. But
my
I'm
man Yachty is back.
I don't know if Eb saw on her live, but there was somebody who tried equating being in the LGBTQIA plus community to if your child chose to be with a dog.
Who
Like,
the
they
fuck
compared.
said that shit?
I muted their asses. I was like, the fuck?
It's weird as hell.
And they said that gay relationships are pushed these days. And I'm like, but hasn't straight relationships been pushed on us since we were born?
Right.
And
so what's wrong with showing representation for other kinds of couples?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. You sitting here like, oh, they got all this pride and LGBTQ plus stuff on TV. They had the Blues Clues pride singing the alphabet. Oh, they're pushing it on our children. They want to teach it in school. They're pushing it on our children. And I'm like, did not most of us go to church and constantly hear how man should be with woman? Did we all not see on TV that, oh, how man should be with women and be, have a family, and this is the type of family that everyone should have? Like, so now that something else is being made normal, oh, Yadi, do you regret transitioning? Just no. You don't no elaboration on that?
Just
Nothing.
no. All right, Tasha.
Tasha, do you prefer if you had a bi girlfriend that she had not ever been with a guy? If we're both bi, I'm confused.
I guess meaning, let me think. Elaborate on that question though.
If I am in a if that wouldn't make her wait, what? If I myself am straight, if I myself am gay or straight, and my girlfriend came to me and said that she was bi, no, I don't want her. I wouldn't prefer her. I don't want to hear that you. I don't want to hear that you've been with the same sex. That's just me. And I'm not going to be mad if someone don't accept me for me either.
If she has a girlfriend, that's not a straight girlfriend.
Wait, what?
I'm
I misunderstood my question.
I don't wait. How you misunderstand?
Let's
your
go back to
question?
his. All right, we're gonna start back over.
I'm
We-
lost.
We're about to start. Listen, some of us have had too much to drink, like literally. We've had too much, so we still trying to work. Okay, so let's start over.
Okay. Yeah.
We starting back, Yachty. You'll
All
go.
right, go.
You'll
Now,
go.
what is my question? Okay.
Do you regret transitioning?
I'm not transitioned though.
I think there's.
Do you regret when you were transitioning? Do you regret doing it now?
I'm not doing nothing now.
But they're referring
Okay,
to
or that, or no,
were.
wait, because I
Do
think
you
people were
regret
confused. Listen,
doing it when you were.
Do I regret not transitioning, like not taking a whole transition before?
Okay, Yachty, listen. Slow your brain down. Okay,
all right, go ahead.
You transitioned for a year.
Mm-hmm.
You realized that was not for you.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back, do you regret going through that process only to realize that it was not for you?
Oh no, it just made me realize who I am right now. So no, I don't regret that. No.
Okay. Do you think that had you not gone through that, would you have be the person that you are today, or do you still feel? Do you think you still would have felt how you felt back then?
I wouldn't be the person that I was today if I didn't go through what I went through.
Okay, because he said, wait, I think I was confused about my question.
Because, motherfucker, I've been drinking. But go ahead.
Okay, now let's try to decipher this other person question because I'm hella confused.
Okay, go ahead. What's the next one?
All right, hold on. Let me go back to it. So somebody said maybe they should say if you had a girlfriend, right, and you found out that the girlfriend has been with a man and comes out as bi. Maybe that's what they mean?
I don't know.
Is this for the girls?
I'm trying to
Listen, it was directed.
Because they said a straight girlfriend. They said a straight girlfriend. If my girlfriend is, because this is the thing. This is why it's confusing me. They said no. I need a straight girlfriend. This is the thing. Then I'm not straight.
I think what they're saying is you are in a lesbian relationship and you find out that your girlfriend is bisexual because she likes men also. Is that a problem? I think that's what they're saying.
You've been with a man.
Gotcha.
I don't want to hear that you've been. I don't want.
I think they were saying was there a double standard or something?
I feel like the previous once again, I feel as though the previous conversation should have been had. Do not wait until we are married for you to all of a sudden say XYZ. This is a conversation that should have taken place beforehand, because once you get locked into a marriage, you can't just walk away. It is a lot more to it than just saying, you know what? I don't like that you're bi. I'm out. Especially then you got to think about the kids that's involved too. It's a process to this.
What is Yachty doing?
I would prefer to know things before marriage, so that if I don't want to be a part of it, I can just get up and walk and go.
Oh shit, y'all can see me?
Yes, we can see you.
Yep.
That's like the same person. All right, so now we got
I'm sorry.
Listen,
Sorry.
I'm trying to get my shit together. Okay, so McCray, go ahead and come in with what you wanted to add to the conversation.
You know what? Like, this conversation spiraled all over the place. Like,
it really has.
Those make the best conversations, though.
They do. That's all I gotta get in here. So, like, me personally, while I am all for, like letting people know that you're bisexual, I personally do not if they don't ask. And it's not something that I intentionally do. It's just that, like, me being bisexual is something that's natural to me. So I don't ever think to other myself by saying, yo, I'm bisexual. so that can become another conversation. Like all I really need to know is like if we're attracted to each other and then like we're all acting on the into that attraction. I don't really think to bring anything else up that isn't persistent to
It's
that.
not relevant to the fucking conversation.
Yeah, it's not
So
relevant. I'm just like, what shit?
do
Like,
you think that is something that should never be brought upon? Like
No,
if y'all are
no.
entering into something serious?
no. So now if we become serious, I'll bring it up because I know a lot of people have that as a barrier and a lot of insecurities exist behind that barrier. So I will bring that up. But if we just initially met, I am not giving you my life story and I don't know you.
And I get that. And I get that. And I don't think anybody should always automatically go and run down. All right, my credit report, my credit is
Right, like y'all not telling me y'all mental disorders, y'all trauma, none of that stuff. Why I gotta tell you what I'm comfortable with?
But I feel like when you get to a point of that this relationship is about to go to a certain level and you starting to see future with this person, there are conversations that need to take place before getting to that serious
But we talking
part.
about when we first meet somebody. Ain't nobody gonna sit there and tell you, oh my God, listen, you know my mom 93, she about to die, she got cancer. What you gonna come see her? We can't say that. Oh my God, my dog about to die. He got a lump in his hip. Oh my God, come on, let's go to the veterinarian with me. You can't do that. Oh my God, my kid about to die. He got a 2-year-old fucking last birthday. Oh, this is the last clown he gonna see. Come on, let's go with that. No, we can't do that.
Not at all.
That shit ain't thorough. That shit ain't no more bop. I ain't doing that. No.
This man,
It's not about. It's not about.
You're muted, Tasha.
I'm just done with my brother right now, okay?
I'm not to tell y'all.
And y'all know what's so crazy? This is him normally.
I believe it. I'm not gonna tell y'all though, like literally,
y'all
like
are getting to see what I get to see damn near every day.
Like,
I
feel
apologize.
we finna become real friends.
While we've been all over the motherfucking place was so like beneficial, important, educational. You feel what I'm saying? Even though me and Yachty feeling good as a bitch right now, like I think it was very important. I think these conversations need to be had more often. I can't. What song is you listening to, Yachty? What songs you listening to? I need to know.
You know what? I'm so fucked up. I don't even know.
But this is the thing, y'all can't tell somebody. This is what I want people to understand.
Wait, what you say?
This is what I want people to understand.
But sometimes they don't come out.
Just because you yourself say, okay, I'm good with it, you can't expect everybody across the board to be okay, I'm good with it. That's true. That's the point that I'm making. Everybody has their breaking points. Everybody knows what they are willing to accept and what they are not willing to accept.
You know what? Carrie Hilson had a song about that. Everybody has a breaking point.
If you are in a relationship with somebody and that man is beating your ass and you choose to stay, I'm not going to get mad at you. Oh, that ain't her breaking point. Her breaking point ain't somebody beating her ass.
No, I'm gonna be mad at her if she don't leave that nigga for beating her ass though, low key.
When you want like fuck it, I'm going. That was their breaking point. I'm not mad at nobody's breaking point. I'm not mad at nobody's preference.
I don't even think it's necessarily a breaking point. I think it's just a boundary per se.
Yeah.
Like if
that's a better
like
word
for
for
instance,
it. That's a better word for it.
Like for instance, if I'm getting into it with somebody, what I did before you, that's irrelevant because when I'm in a relationship, it's just me and you.
Yep.
So whether I was with a girl, whether I was with a man, non-binary, whatever, that don't matter because when I'm in a relationship, I only see you. And what I do after you is none of your motherfucking business.
Oh, that sounds like a poem.
But I understand what you're saying too, Tasha, because you don't. First of all, you as you as the person who is bi or whatever of that sexual orientation, you want to be. If you're in a marriage, you want to be able to be your true self. You don't want to be walking on eggshells pretending to be somebody that you're not. And you want your spouse to know that. Like for instance, like if I was gonna get married,
You see a mouse?
I'd be. You said no. I said
What?
spouse.
Oh,
I
I
was like,
thought you said you.
wait
Yeah,
a minute,
I'm
he's
what?
like, what
drunk.
the hell you
He's
talking
drunk.
about?
I thought you said
He
she
over there
seen a
fool.
mouse.
Purple Warriors, Yachty got his own song in his head.
I don't even
Sorry.
hear no music. I don't think Yachty even got music on.
I think he keep playing. You could twerk. I think in his head he thinking of TikTok. You could twerk while
You want me to sing you a song? I can sing you a song.
Ooh.
I don't know. Do we want to hear it though? Do we want to hear it? Is it appropriate? That's the question.
I don't know. I mean, I can't really sing, but I mean, I can try.
Go for
it
it.
sound good.
Let me get my snacks.
It
Right.
sound good to say that sexual for you, sexual preference don't matter for you personally. But you have to remember there are certain boundaries that other people have. So just because your boundary is that does not necessarily mean the person next to you boundary is that. You don't know. Everybody has their personal boundaries. And I feel as though if my boundary is this, respect my boundary.
Right. And you also don't want to get into a relationship that could be potentially dangerous. Like you don't want to sit there and say sexual preference doesn't matter, but it might to the other person. You might fuck around and get into a relationship with a whole ass bigot. And
That
then
part.
that could be potentially dangerous to you. So I mean, if you get
I don't feel like the first date you go out on, you should be like,
right, I'm not going to
so
sit
what's
here
your
and be like,
sexual preference?
I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm bi. Here's my bi pride flag. Everything like that. I ain't going to sit there and be doing that on the first date. But if I'm getting serious with you, I mean, obviously, when you're in a relationship, you end up talking about past relationships you've been in. So what am I going to do? Only talk about the relationships I've been with. That's your sex.
And not just that, but when you start to get into the seriousness aspects of where you're going with this person, you start to think about the future. And in that future, there are some things that come up that is like, well, you know what? Let me tell this person now, then 6 years from now, they find out via somebody else.
Right. I think where I find hesitance is especially dating men.
I'm fucking with Cash.
I'm hesitant to say I'm bi because it automatically gets fetishized. Automatically they start assuming that I'm going to be cheating with any girl I talk to and shit like
Which is
that.
annoying.
It's like it is.
Very.
It is. And it's like, but I'm with you. I've never done anything to give you that mistrust that you all of a sudden have in me.
It's unrealistic. It's an idea. It's the display of their insecurity. Like you are telling me you're insecure without even displaying it.
Exactly. But then they, at the same time, they're going to say this stupid shit like, can I watch? Or can we have a threesome? And it's like, look, bitch, I already got to deal with disappointment from your motherfucking ass. I ain't going to bring another girl into this to be disappointed by you.
Apparently, being bisexual means we are very greedy. We just want it all.
If we wanted it all, we would have had it all already.
Literally.
Listen, and see, that's another thing that even with being bisexual, if you are married, that is something that once again, you and your spouse should have a conversation about. If y'all so choose to say, hey, let me bring XYZ in the bedroom, and both of y'all are like, well, okay, that is what y'all decide to do. But don't let it be that, oh, I'm going out. Don't think I'm just going out and bringing and be like, oh, I'm going to go cheat with this person, that person, that person. Because that's what people tend to think that bisexuals do. A lot of times when a bisexual brings another person into the bedroom, they didn't have
a straight person fetishizes it and asks for it.
And it's a one-time thing. We doing this to maintain this relationship.
every once in a while, let's just come on. We're gonna bring this girl. And most of the time, it ain't even for it. 9 times out of 10, more than likely, it's not even for the spouse that is not bisexual. It's for the spouse that is.
See, what I've noticed is I've been fetishized so much that it's been like so they can have their own personal lesbian porn, or they can
Wholeheartedly agree.
you know,
That's fucking weird.
it is.
A lot of men are weird.
Wait, what happened?
Or it's been to settle some sort of, teenage fucking fantasy of having two women together, and it's like, nigga, you're just gonna disappoint the fucking both of us. Shut the fuck up. Move around.
I'm fucking.
Maybe that just depends on the man. Maybe that depends.
You
on
know
the
what? It probably does.
It does, but then it doesn't.
Oh,
Because,
this is a good one. This is a good one. We're gonna start with Eb, and then we're gonna go to Jessica, and then me. We'll go directly how I think it is. So it'll be Eb, me, Jessica, Cray,
McCray,
and then Yadi.
Gotcha.
Here we
Okay,
go.
so
Hold on. Do you mean a 3-person relationship as in poly, or do you mean a 3-person relationship
poly?
as in a
That's
threesome?
in a threesome.
Because
That's what I was
that's
about
two
to say.
different.
Yeah,
That's two
that's
different
fine.
opinions, babe.
That is two different
Alright,
things.
so
Are we talking about
let-
hold on? Are we talking about in a 3-person relationship in the sense of a throuple or poly, or are we talking in the sense of a threesome? Because that you're going to get two different answers from
Yeah, that shit matters.
I'm waiting for them to say something because I'm about to just start talking poly wise, and then we can let's do this. We just go do this. We go talk poly, and then we'll go back around threesome.
I'm pretty sure they mean poly. Because I feel like had they said threesome, they would have said threesome, not 3-person relationship. Because a threesome is not a relationship. Most times that is just a one-time thing, and that person moves along. So by them saying relationship, I am pretty sure they are talking about a poly type thing.
So are you asking? No, that's Jess. I'm waiting for Krishan to say it. They said 3-person relationship. We're gonna go with
talk about poly.
All right, hold on. Let me go. Let Kyra.
It's okay. I got this. Listen, no. Sorry, no. Like, it's a relationship within itself. I don't want to share like that. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I cannot feel that your time is split between me and somebody else. Not saying that this does not work and is not healthy for other people, because I've seen healthy relationships consist of being like a polygamous relationship, but I can't do that shit because it needs to be me. And that's it.
Eb, the straight one, and she the one that's greedy for attention.
But listen, understand my answer when we go back around for the threesome conversation is going to be different. But relationship, I cannot do it. There we go. You're muted.
I'm trying to turn it off. Stupid now. So here's the thing. One of the things that people have to take into account when it comes to the poly lifestyle, being polyamorous had nothing originally to do with sex. Originally, it was all about financial. And that's the thing that now people have taken it and ran with it for being something sexual. When originally it was financial. If there are 3 people in the home working, you have a better chance of doing certain things because now financially money is rolling in, whether it was 2 people working and 1 person home with the kids. Now, aside from that, how do I feel about, I'm going to be honest, I would be okay with being poly, but I guess that also plays a part in me being bisexual. I don't know. Now,
so hold on. So when it comes to dedicate times and things like that, so regardless, that's what I'm saying. Does the bisexuality play into a part in regards to threesomes or in an actual relationship? Like, you cool with that?
Yeah.
Oh God. I'm sorry.
Girl.
I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sorry. Threesomes are different for me. But I can't share my whole entire man, every part of him, with somebody the fuck else. I can't do that. That's
but
not
you're
happening.
Okay with him sharing fluids.
But the thing is, that's a whole different thing, because how I look at it is if I were to partake in a threesome type of activity, right? There's not this major emotional connection. Like, I can't take you loving me and loving somebody the fuck else at the same time, the same way. Like, I don't operate like that.
I'm gonna be honest. For me, it is going to be about the financial aspect of it. Because guess what? I would love that if I ever was to be in a polyamorous relationship, I'm gonna need somebody who don't mind being a stay-at-home mom. But this stay-at-home life is not for me. I would prefer to go out and work. But there are women who do not mind being a stay-at-home mom. So if the win-win situation is everything as far as financial, as far as mental, as far as physical, as far as emotional, if all of those needs are being met, I am A-okay. I am A-okay.
Absolutely the fuck not.
And that's fine for you.
And I think that's great that you feel like that. But I can't do it.
Me, because I would love to get my ass out this fucking house.
I can't do it. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
And I feel like there are certain aspects when you are in a relationship, personally, for me, there are certain aspects that sometimes you being in a one-on-one relationship that you may not feel 100% you are getting from your said spouse. That's just me. It sounds nice that you can get everything from one person, but let's be honest, there is shit that is missing. There's something that's going to not be there that you may connect with someone else.
There should not be, though.
But there is.
There should not be, though.
Perfect. Ebony,
I understand that, but here's the thing. The point of a relationship is you and that person. For me, my opinion.
Yeah, okay.
You and that.
Make sure you put that
for
in.
Me, I'm only speaking for this bitch over here. For me.
But there has been people who have tried the monogamous thing, and it did not work out.
I'm sorry, I cannot.
And my thing is, I'd rather have that extra person, because God forbid, because heaven only knows if you end up with a man that cheats and he out here doing who, what, when, where, why with whoever any fucking way.
So okay. We ain't even got to nobody else, but let me ask you this. So, in saying that, so the purpose of being in a relationship.
I think we lost one.
Yeah, he'd be back. The purpose of being in a relationship for me with one person, not saying it's going to be easy, is to get these things out of each other that you both need. Are they always going to be met completely? No. That's why relationships are a work in progress. But I'll be goddamn.
All relationships are a work in progress.
Okay, but I'm sorry. Listen, baby, I'm not working with you and somebody the fuck else, because you're not finna spread yourself so thin that I'm getting less at any point.
And that's just it. When you get into these polyamorous relationships, you don't get in with okay, so literally I worked at Joyce Leslie, and there was a guy who was in a polyamorous relationship. What he did for one, he has to do for the other one. There is no one person getting more of something than the other person. If he cannot maintain equal, and that's the other part, if you cannot maintain equal across the board, there is no-go. It's a no-go. You have to provide equally across the board.
I think you're misunderstanding the purpose and the dynamic of a poly relationship. The purpose isn't to share for, like, to say it's a man and two women. The purpose is not for the man to just love two women. That other woman is going to love you too. So what you feel may be lacking from the man, you're going to get from the woman. And in my experience, being loved by a woman is very different than being loved by a man. And I love women differently than I love men. It's a different dynamic. So, like, I've never been in a poly relationship, but I would never say that I wouldn't be in a poly relationship. I think there's a very common misconception, because what we see, like, you know, representation in media and stuff like that, they're very fucking toxic.
I mean, I have seen healthy poly relationships.
I'm saying represented in media, like on the TV and shit like that.
Well, we always know that when it comes to the media, the media tends to either glamorize the shit out of something and
Or
make it seem
demonize
like
it.
it's super
Or demonize
easy,
it.
or demonize the fuck out of it
Right.
and make it seem like it's super horrible.
And because we live in America, we live in a Christian nation, something like polyamory automatically gets demonized because people think that love should be between one man and one woman.
But they be
And
okay
that's
with sister wives.
Look, Sister Wives was problematic as shit too.
But you want to know? So
when you throw religion in it, it tends to get problematic. I'm gonna just say that.
But y'all do know when it came to Sister Wives, the first of all, he was only married to one.
That was
the
polygamy, not polyamory.
Right. One,
Yeah.
he was only married. He was only married to I think her name was Miriam or Marion, something with an M. He was only married to her legally. The other part is she had the say so in whether or not he got to add another one.
All the wives had to say so as to adding
They had a
wife.
conversation. It wasn't just him randomly going off and getting one.
No.
He had to present something to them and they had to agree upon as a whole. It was not a one-person decision.
But that was also one man spreading his love between several different women, whereas polyamory is where everybody is loving everyone.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the common misconception. Like when someone says polyamory, people think of this sister wives bullshit.
And that is why I said that if you look at which the context is now with polyamory, it is a lot of people's thought process is sexual. And that is not what the original wasn't the original concept. The original concept was financial.
Right. But I think what it has evolved to is emotional, not even sexual, not financial. I think it has evolved to emotional. Because like I said,
if you're surrounded by someone for such a long period of time, yes, emotions are going to eventually become involved. You can't be with somebody for 4 years and not think you're not going to have some type of emotional connection.
Shit.
If you cannot have emotional connection to someone that you are around 4 out of 4 in 4 years, maybe 3 months, okay, I get it, but come on, years?
Exactly.
Okay. That was just me being facetious.
But I do feel like what's mainly important.
First of all, Ed needs to take her. First of all, all of y'all on here need to take y'all asses to bed because it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning for y'all.
I'm at work.
Look, when I saw the comments on Ev's live, I was like, let me fucking hop in here.
Look,
it's
literally
11 p.m.
10 more minutes and then we're going to hop off because I do got shit to do.
It's 11 p.m. for me.
Well, if y'all read the chat, then you'll understand what I'm trying to do at this moment.
Well, then get
that or not.
Not read it out loud. Don't read that shit out loud.
Just say
better not.
Over.
Listen. Anyway, okay, y'all continue. We got 10 more minutes. Go ahead.
Did everybody answer that question for?
No, I was waiting to answer. It's my turn.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I have never actually been in a polyamorous relationship, but I've always been indifferent to monogamous and polyamorous relationships because I can see as to who it is that I am. I can fit in either or because I am a huge love bug. Like I'm the one that's gonna cook you dinner. I'm gonna rub your feet and do all this extra shit, and I can do that for multiple people.
No.
Multiple. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I cannot. I'm sorry. You gonna get that. You one person gonna get that. All that. I'm sorry. I can't multitask now.
Yeah,
we know you're like absolutely not.
Can't multitask.
I'm sorry.
So like
she can't
gonna get it. He gonna get all of it.
She can't even call people back.
So like like right now I'm currently single. So like I always say I'm in a relationship with all of my friends. My friends literally come over my house and they lounge around and I cook and clean up after them like we're in an actual relationship. Like I got all the video games here. I keep the liquor and the weed stocked. Like it's a palace in this motherfucker.
Okay.
And I give them all like this counseling and this guidance and all these talks and conversations. And that's how I was in every relationship that I was in. The last relationship that I had, it almost became a polyamorous one, but my partner at the time was too scared to do it because he didn't want to share me with anybody else.
Was he wrong though?
It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that if
Yeah.
that is something that both people are looking for and working towards. But when you also have to take into account that there are people who are sitting here and they're like, hey, I want to be monogamous, but then you have another person that is in that monogamous relation looking like, damn, I might be more of a polyamory person.
Yeah.
At that point in time, there has to be discussion that takes place of, okay, either we're going to do this or we're going to do that. But y'all have to come to some type of agreement, because if you're reaching for polyamory and they reaching for monogamous, yeah, at some point it's going to break apart.
Yeah.
So if monogamy is what you want, then y'all need to have said conversation that this is what, like I said, these are conversations that need to take place when you start to get to that serious aspect.
Most definitely.
Because what you don't want to happen is you get married and then all of a sudden y'all realize that you going right and he going left. Because once again, if you get those type of conversations out of the way before marriage, it's easier to walk away. Yes, your feelings are still your feelings may be a little hurt, or you might feel some type of way, but it's a whole different ball game when we start to have marriage, legally married.
Yeah.
It's not night and day no more. You can't just say, okay, you know what, I'm done, and walk away.
And these conversations are definitely like a necessity. I do like how like polyamory is being brought more so in the forefront of a lot of conversations, because I feel like a lot of people actually fit into this archetype where they can love more than one person. Because I remember when I was younger and everybody was telling me you're gonna love one person. I'm like, how is that possible? I'm in love with all of these people, and people look at me crazy. And like I was legitimately in love with 3 people at the same time. I was like writing all of them poetry, giving them flowers, all that.
How do you? Wait a minute. So this is what I'm trying to understand. So, okay. So what you're saying to me is that you can be physically in love with more than one person, and they both. I didn't say love. I said in love.
No, you can be in love for different reasons.
Yeah.
Everybody might not be under.
They bring something different to the table.
They bring something different to the table. It's.
You mute. For me, I feel like my issue is this. Do I find anything wrong with people who can do that? No, I'm all for it. You like it, I fucking love it. But
it's
for
just
me,
not for you.
It's not for me. It's not for me in regards to a relationship.
Yeah.
Because for me, I can't. I can't. You can't be in love with me and be in love with someone else and give me what I need and still have shit to give to somebody else. Because I'm not doing that for you. You getting it. You're getting it. You getting all of it. So I ain't got nothing else to give. Nobody the fuck else. Like that's to me. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't. I ain't the bitch to do that. I'm sorry. Now, if you're talking about like threesomes or something, to me that's a little different. But when in the meat of the relationship, no, no, the fuck you not.
But yeah, like I definitely had like an experience like that when I was like 26, 3 people at the same time. I was legitimately in love with 3 people, and I had to pick which one. I'm like, damn, I'm picked the wrong one.
Sometimes it's hard for me to manage my 3 children who are damn near grown at one time. I can't manage another relationship with 2 different goddamn people. Like y'all asking too much of me. You're asking too much of me. Like I can't do it. Okay, so one more question, and then we literally I do this on live all the time, but I'm real shit. I'm getting.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
can
we
hear you.
pop back up.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
What about an open
Can't hear y'all.
relationship?
Hell
I've
no.
done that.
I
Abso-fuck
can't hear
not.
y'all.
I've done that.
You can't hear us? Go on,
Hold
come
on,
back
I
in.
showed. Hold on.
I have
Abso-fuck
done an
not.
open relationship, but I only did so okay, So I was like really crazy about about this military guy. We was best friends before we became got into a relationship and shit. And I knew that he was into white men specifically. Like that was his thing. But I was the comfort zone for him, and and a bunch of other things. This is why we actually got into a relationship. So me knowing that he has like this little fetish for white men, I knew eventually he was going to want to have sex with one. So like I kept that option open for him. And he almost blew it because like I always said, like, just let me know ahead of time so like I can plan around it. One day he was supposed to come picking me up from work and he didn't. He was out cheating on me with this white guy. And I would have been cool with it if you would just let me know, because at that point it's no longer cheating because it's along the lines of the guidelines that we set, like the rules.
Makes
But
sense.
I knew it was gonna, huh?
No, I'm saying that makes sense.
Yeah, like I knew it was gonna happen eventually. Like I knew the situation before I even got into it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and make this clause right here just for you. And a few other times, like, he fucked a few other people, but after that first time he did that, he started asking, and if I wasn't okay with it, he wouldn't do it.
Okay, so wait a minute.
So we already know Eb. We already know Ebs is like hell no to an open
She hell no.
relationship.
No.
We
But
already
I
know.
do have a question. So I'm gonna bring up a question. I'm gonna bring back the threesome conversation. So if
So before you bring that conversation back, I'm gonna answer this question real quick. For me, open relationship is a no. And I know some people would say, hey, well, how can you be okay with polyamory but not the open relationship? For me, with the open relationship, it's not just you and two other people. It's whoever they decide they want to be with. Like, it's not a relationship. A lot of times
with two separate relationships, not one whole one.
Right. And not just that, but a lot of time with open relationships, sometimes they're not having another relationship on the side. They're just having multiple partners.
Sex partners. Yeah.
Right. So that to me is there's a little bit of more boundaries that comes with a polyamorous relationship than with a open relationship. So that is why I am okay with the polyamory, but not with the open part.
Oh shit, you're welcome, Danielle.
Oh, you're welcome.
See, I think this is why these are so important.
So like for me, I can't do an open relationship because I'm not going to give you all of me. If I give you all of me, I'm with you. You're not going to go out and fuck other people and then come home and kiss me on the mouth and act like you love me. I think the fuck not.
That part.
Hell the fuck not.
Hell the
that
fuck
part,
up.
because at least with that polyamorous relationship, 9 times out of 10, y'all are picking the person that is going to be.
Right. It's one other person that you have designated, and you have a relationship with them also.
Open relationship is I'm gonna go fuck Eb, and then when I'm done with Eb, I might go fuck Jessica. When I'm done with Jessica, I might go fuck like that's what an open relationship is. You're bouncing from here to here to here to here to here.
And that ain't fucking me because that's how the fuck STDs happen. I think not.
It is still supposed to be an agreement within the open relationship.
But
so
I
I guess
feel like the boundaries that are set,
they're supposed to have like set boundaries.
But I feel like there's only so many boundaries that you could put onto an open relationship where it is no longer an open relationship. It is now it is now either a polyamorous or it's a monogamous. Like at some point, it's like when you start at the boundary on top of the boundary on top, it starts to get closed, more closed, to the point it's not open no more.
But I feel like if you want to sleep with people without me involved at all, if you want to be in an open relationship and you
just
go
be single.
Right. You can't commit. You're not committing to me. And if
So
I'm
I
in a
got a
relationship,
question.
I'm committing to you.
What if you're asexual and you are not like into sex at all, but you are into everything else that the relationship offers? Would you be okay with them
Can
being
you
in an open
be
relationship?
No, because I feel
really
like
specific though? Because I don't understand. Be really specific what you're saying.
So with asexuals, they don't care
There
too
are
much
people that
about
consider
sex.
themselves to
They
be
don't care too much
asexual.
about sex.
Yeah,
There
like
are other things that they are attracted to that is not sexual.
yeah,
They could
like
be attracted to your intelligence.
they're
They
more
could be
about
Okay.
the
attracted
intimacy of
to
the relationship than the sexual components of
Okay.
one.
I'm gonna be
Okay.
honest. If you like you and you're asexual and you want an open relationship and you're attracted to intelligence, like bitch, buy me a book. I'll get smart. But like to me,
I can learn to play
if you're
chess. I can learn
literally
to play chess.
like
We
Yeah,
can
I
like
can play
if you're
chess.
getting
I can play
if you're like demisexual or asexual where like that comes from like an emotional level to
Mhm.
me, then you shouldn't be going nowhere else unless it's like
and
polyamory. Like
you know what? With
to me that is worse than going out and fucking someone
that part,
because I don't give
you
my
have
emotions freely.
you have to build that bond to get to that emotional connection. And in
Mhm.
itself, there are so many people that can just willy-nilly fuck this person, fuck that person. But
And I cannot.
once you get that emotional connection, it's a little harder to break an emotional bond or that type of intimate bond than it is to break something sexual.
Right. Like tell me you ain't coming home because somebody else smarter than me or some shit. I'm gonna be all in my feelings.
Who's
I'm gonna be hurt as
who's going
fuck.
to jail? Me. Going to fucking. You're not
Like
doing what? You're not
Like,
coming where?
no, what are you talking about? I'm the next
Okay,
Stephen
then.
that's the
Hawking. What the
reason there is
fuck?
an emotional connection, so I need that. Like, dude.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
but the whole way, Jessica killed me with that when she said, "You're attracted to smartness. Buy me a
Buy me a
dictionary. I can
book.
buy
get
me a
smart."
damn book.
Yes, look at this.
Look,
Just it's coming. Hold on. It's coming.
I seen it.
So we sounded like, I guess, is what's
Look,
being
you
said.
and I sounded like you
Y'all both
said
loud.
Tasha and I look alike.
No, listen, the thing is, Casper will sit
Damn.
here and be like, the way me and Jess fucking cuss and talk in conversations is like, wait a minute, which one is y'all talking? Which one said something? Shit.
Now, Ed, what was about to be your question about the threesome?
Right. So let's say you're in a committed relationship, just you and one person, right? And they want to have a threesome. Do you feel that, first of all, would you? Let's start there. Let's say, would you?
If
Yeah.
I'm in a
Been there, done
relationship,
that.
I think not. I've
Yeah.
done
Been there,
it,
done that.
and it has caused so much jealousy and insecurity
All right, so
that
that's what
I
I'm
would not do it again.
for you.
So where did
for
the security and jealousy come from? Was it you or them?
It was them.
What?
Because then they were
And
worried.
they
Because
wanted
then, yes, because then they were worried that any female I talked to,
I'm
I was
glad
gonna
I ain't
go
got
take
that
home.
problem.
Look,
They
okay.
felt like
I'm glad I ain't got
I
that
did.
problem.
No, they felt like I pleasured the woman more than they did, and I'm like, I can't fucking help that.
So let's explain something. Let's break something down with that. Us being women,
Y'all know how to
We
pleasure
know
each other
what
better
women
than
like.
men do. Like,
So I'm sorry if it
it's
doesn't
not
take
rocket
me
science.
60 minutes of fucking pumping vehemently in order to get a girl off. I'm sorry. That's your problem, not mine.
know. That's what I'm saying. Like y'all tend, like I don't know if that's like I think that's one of the big things that run through their head. It's like, oh, because I'm a man, they assume they know. No, baby, I am a woman.
And every woman is different.
You know what? I blame it on women though. I blame it on women because like y'all need to
Why?
give these men reviews. Give them reviews. I mean, be honest.
Wait, what
Don't
do you
make
mean
them
give
say
them
mine.
reviews?
But I also feel like you
Look,
have
men
to
don't
look
like
at-
reviews though. Let's be
on.
They
honest.
don't,
Men don't
but-
like reviews.
Hold on. You have to look at the man in which you are talking to. If the
Mhm.
man is not open to understand what floats your boat, what gets you going, then baby, it ain't nothing I can do. All I can do at
I'ma
this
hang
point
that up.
is
He gotta
leave
go.
you the fuck alone.
He
because
gotta go.
you're not listening to me, and I'm telling you how to get me there. I'm giving you directions. I'm drawing out a map. I'm going 1 + 1 + 1 is 3. I'm telling you from A to Z and Z to A back, and you still doing what the fuck you choose.
You
to
want to do.
So with
Right.
that
All
being
they're
said,
worried
sir,
about is getting
go
their
give me
own
my
self.
toy.
Well, that's the difference.
I feel like a big part of it too that makes it an issue is if a man is not secure in his masculinity
Mm-hmm.
and then feels emasculated just because, like, I'm a woman, I know what women like, or I like take direction based on body cues and everything like that. Like, that's a you problem. That's not a me problem. That doesn't mean I'm gonna go out and fuck everybody I see.
So here's my question. Do you think that the boundaries you have within your relationship in regards to a threesome have a lot to do with the feelings afterwards?
Yes.
So
Wait, repeat that one more
I
time.
feel like it's different.
all right,
I feel like
hold
it's
on,
different.
Just hold on. So we had this conversation before about, I told you my friend and her boundaries, that her and her boyfriend had threesomes quite often, and what her boundaries were. She felt those boundaries prevented her from having the jealousy, prevented him from having the jealousy and things like that after the fact. So do you think that the boundaries that you set within the act have a lot to do with how you feel afterwards?
I kind of feel yes and no, but as Jessica just said, he was upset because she was doing it better than him. He turned it into a competition instead of it just being a moment thing. Like, just take the moment in and go with it. Stop. Right. It's not about.
Yeah, we're not trying to one up each other. We just trying to get off.
Who can get shorty off before the other person?
That just sounds like an insecurity he didn't work on before he had it.
But this was with multiple people. This was not just like this was not
did it
just
again
a one-off.
after he exhibited.
Yeah, because he.
No, I wouldn't do it again with that person. Like, I dumped them. I'm not gonna lie, because look, if I'm with somebody, I'm in it to win it. Whether it's a man, I'm in it to win it. Like, I'm competing with myself.
So you had it multiple times. You had it multiple times with different men where you've done a threesome and they were jealous.
Yeah, they can.
Different
I agree
men.
with her. I agree.
You're talking about different men or the same men?
Yes, no,
I ain't got that problem.
It is very.
When I'm not in a relationship, when I've had them when I'm not in a relationship, like say I've had it with a friend, or like I've had it with a female friend and then had it with a man, then the female friend will then, like, there's been jealousy with that too, because they feel like they didn't get enough attention or anything like that. I really think it. If you're not secure, if you're not secure in yourself, whether it's your masculinity or whatever, it breeds jealousy.
Yeah.
And it breeds toxicity. Like, don't get me wrong, I've had enjoyable threesomes, but I've had more that have caused me so much fucking stress and annoyance.
I'm glad I ain't got that problem.
Look, like,
so like when it comes to like threesomes though, like, men are checked a whole lot more harder than women will ever be, because we have to combat like performance anxiety. Like, then there's like this object of like our penis size may not be big enough.
But then why y'all asking for it?
Game? Huh?
Then why the fuck y'all asking for it?
Look,
because I'm an honest ass person.
So the way
go stupid and get stuck, and then come out on the receiving end of it with an attitude. Because you did not perform correctly. Don't fucking ask for it.
It's just a dumb thing that is like that we are like that men themselves are raised to just want. Like, we just crave women, and they just have to serve us at any of our fantasies, and the threesome just so happens to be one of them. And it's just a fucking mark on our checklist that we have to check off to validate our masculinity. But like in general.
But why would you want to mark that off your checklist if you ain't even do it right?
Literally, like, because look, if you want to do this, then I'm gonna be like the New York Times, and I'm gonna give your stupid ass reviews. Like, you shouldn't bent her over like that. What's wrong with you?
But that's why I tell you, y'all need to give these men reviews. If you can't talk to them about this,
but then they get all in their feelings.
Listen, it's like sitting there. Hold on, it's like sitting there and they're like, let me tell you about this threesome I had. Let me tell you how this threesome was. And then I'm looking at you like, nigga, your shit didn't get up. You lasted 2 seconds and you didn't know where the spot is. What are you woo for?
Right, you was swinging before they even threw the ball. What the fuck is wrong with you?
That's like you being happy that your team ain't at the Super Bowl.
You know how we say women get they get dressed for the opinions of other women. Men do a lot of shit for the validation from other men.
Baby, I get dressed for me. I put this makeup on for me.
I know, but I'm just saying, like,
here's the difference, though. Here's the difference, though.
I
Women come
understand that.
prepared. We ain't going to do nothing unless we secure in it.
Yeah.
Men will sit there and they'll just jump right out of the motherfucking gate and be like, "Ooh, I got 2 bitches to fuck, yeah!" And then like,
and then
be sitting there crying in the corner while the 2 girls is going at it. Like,
and then
baby,
the 2 women looking at each other like, what he so happy for?
There's also like a lot of ignorance that exists amongst men because they don't know enough about the female anatomy and the sexual organs that exist. They feel because she just came off this little one, that's it. Like, bro, like the orgasm is a lot longer than ours. You got to put in some work.
Literally.
So I got a question.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
That part.
So here's my question. So are we talking about in this moment leisurely threesomes or like threesomes that you're having with your significant other? Like, so which one are we talking?
Either.
First of all, I'm married, so that's with us.
I'm saying, are you speaking for just leisurely? Or are we? Because I have questions in regards to both.
Okay, so I didn't do threesomes leisurely.
Yeah, I was always in relationships.
My threesomes have been in relationships. Now, when I had said threesomes in a relationship, there are boundaries. And I feel like you have to kind of have those boundaries in place to kind of avoid situations like what Jessica was talking about. Oh, you're not spending enough time with me. You're not doing this. For me, if me and my husband have a threesome, my boundary is you not finna stick your dick in her. You can stick your dick in her mouth, but you're not finna stick it in her coochie.
Okay, so you remember the conversation I had with you about my friend who said their boundaries are they can have sex, but they can't kiss them or eat the cat because those are 2 acts that you just don't randomly do to everybody. So she felt they're more personal.
Very intimate. Kissing is very intimate. Like, I refuse to allow somebody else.
The coochies too. Like, you just can't just be doing that to like anybody.
The whole thing.
I just feel like if they try after me, they wasting their motherfucking time. But that's
whole time.
But I also feel like as a whole, giving a threesome is an intimate thing in general.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that you and your spouse are saying, hey, this is what we're going to do. So even that right there is like, okay, we're inviting someone else into our bedroom.
Correct.
A lot of people do not do that. So you're already starting off with something intimate. You're inviting somebody into your bedroom.
Which is supposed to be a secure place.
2,
correct.
You go down on a woman that is not your spouse, that's fluids. That's intimate. You kiss somebody, that's more fluids. That's intimate. You stick your penis in somebody that is not your spouse, it's the whole experience itself is something very intimate. But as we said, everybody has their boundaries, and if this is something that you're going to do, don't cross that boundary that person is setting in place, because that person is trusting you to say, hey, we're going to have a good time, we're going to have fun. All I ask is that you don't do this one thing, or I ask is that you don't cross this boundary. You have free range of everything else. I just don't want you to do this.
Do you ever feel as the relationship, as the person in the relationship, and I'm asking because I ain't never had one, but
do you with the right person?
But I'm saying I'm not opposed to it at all. Like, shit. But what I'm saying is I've never had one. So for me, it's like, let me weigh out all these variables beforehand, right? So as you, the person in the relationship, do you ever worry about like maybe I'm competing with the other person in the scenario?
No.
Like, I think that would be my problem. I think honestly, I think that'd be my problem.
So like, if you are secure in your relationship, if you are secure in your relationship and you'll roll within that relationship, you ain't compete with no goddamn body.
Because guess what? At the end of the day, when this threesome
that motherfucker is with me at my house, in my bed, you gone.
I mean, I get that. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That part.
I feel like that's the only thing that I think will hold me up. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm sharing this experience with him, and then I feel like, and even in the midst or after, like, damn, like she did him better than I could. Like, that would not make me feel comfortable.
Baby, that's your own insecurities that you are going
And
to have
it
to
could
work
be. That's
through.
why we talk about it.
Because
That's why we
I
talk
Yeah.
feel like, no, like, okay. First of all, let's be honest. We are all good at what we do in
What we
certain
good at.
aspects.
Right.
We are all good at what we
Right.
do in certain aspects. Some women have Megan knees and they can ride the shit out of a dick. Some women do not. Some
That's a
women get
workout.
that
I don't
guac
want it.
guac
Listen,
3000.
who got
and
Megan
they
knees
are
though
good.
now?
Some women can spin around and keep the penis inside. Some women can flip upside down, do this, that, and the third. I have my own specialty.
Can you give
Right.
me her number? Damn.
Huh?
I
What,
said, can
Jess?
you give me her number then? Damn.
For which part? Which part?
The
one that can flip upside down and do all that shit. For me personally, I don't compete with the other person with anybody that I'm having a threesome with. For me, I compete with me. Like, how can I make this experience better for the people I am with?
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, it's about pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about who did it better or anything like that.
It's
But
about enjoyment.
I get off if they get off.
Enjoyment.
Though, is it?
Huh?
So for us as the other part of the
outside
relationship,
person?
it's not that for us, but how can we be so certain on how the man or the woman who is the other part of the relationship?
Well, I
See what
mean,
I'm
they
saying?
gotta be. I feel like if you're in a relationship and you go ahead and you decide to have a threesome and bring somebody else in your bed, you should have a you should know by then that if they're secure in the relationship or not. If they're secure in their masculinity or in their femininity or whatever, by then. If you're doing it right out the gate and you don't know enough about that other person and then they go ahead and get mad, that's on you too, because you didn't realize that your partner was secure in
Yeah,
you
you ain't do your research.
You gotta do the homework.
Research over me search.
Yeah.
Before you get your threesome, do your research.
Exactly. Research who you bringing in and research who you with.
This is also the other part in that. You cannot go off and have these threesomes with these random people.
So how do you okay, so with that being said, how do you determine who is an acceptable or adequate person to bring into the relationship for a threesome? Like, how does that work?
A big part of it starts off with attraction. Are you and your spouse both attracted to said person? Because if you and your if one of y'all do not have attraction to that said person that is coming in,
we ain't doing it.
We ain't doing it.
How do you even get to that part? Like, so how would you feel? All right, so as the one person in the you know what I'm saying, if the other person kept coming to you, and yes, I'm bringing up previous conversations. If somebody comes to you and is like, oh, I like her, we should try her. Do you feel some type of way about that, or him, whatever the case may be, right? Do you feel way like, why do you keep picking this person out?
I do. Okay, so to a point, I do feel some type of way, because why are you constantly offering up different people?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you constantly trying to bring anybody? Why are you trying to bring anybody? So for me, the way it starts is because of Jess and Craig, McCrae, y'all tell me if I'm wrong. With us being bisexual, we tend to already kind of start that flirting process of someone in which we are possibly thinking of having that type of interaction with. If it is the same, like, you know.
So you think it's more on the person who is more open to it because of sexuality wise? It's more.
I feel like it's more, not so much.
We're more accepting of it.
Sexuality wise, but I think also just in fact the person who is more open to it. 9 times out of 10, if I am the person that brought up the threesome, I may be the person going to go look for a person,
or the person
in itself that already has a person, because I am the one that brought it up, which means there's probably somebody I want in mind. Let's go with I am a flirt in general. If I am a flirt in general, so 9 times out of 10, if I want something, I'm flirting.
But what I'm saying is,
my flirting is not very subtle. Hey,
but I'm saying for you feel that it's more of your place because of your position in the relationship in regards to that to insert someone, not necessarily your husband? That's what I'm asking. Like, is it a thing? Like, if I'm not bisexual and I am the one that
if I am the one that brought up the threesome, I do feel like it's more of my place to find the person than it is for him, because he's not the one that brought it up. Now, if he's the one that brought it up, sir, then you're gonna have to find somebody that floats my boat.
But how do you feel? So I'm gonna ask y'all this. How do you feel when the other person in the relationship brings it up? Like, how do you feel? Like, if your significant other is like, oh, I like this one.
It depends on how it was brought up. It depends on how it was brought up.
I'm okay with it. Growing up, I would like me being who I am. I've learned at a very early age it's unrealistic to expect to be someone's everything. It is also unrealistic to expect someone to only be attracted to you all the time and only you. Like,
it's weird.
Wait,
there's gonna be some people we don't look at.
What was the question? I missed it.
Say that again. I got lost.
He said
I said it's unrealistic to expect someone to be attracted to you and only you all the time.
Why is that unrealistic?
Because we're humans, and humans weren't.
So sorry.
I'm not saying that you cannot.
That's like saying somebody's blind.
Yeah, like I can find multiple people attractive and be attracted to these people. That mean I necessarily have to go after all these.
Okay, all right. I think I misunderstood. Sorry, baby. Go ahead. I misunderstood.
Yeah.
What was the question? What was the question?
I don't even know where we was at. Go ahead. I just heard. I was like, wait, what?
She asked, how would we feel if
our spouse brought up the threesome?
Correct.
And I said, I'm okay with it. I understand that I'm not the only person that you're attracted to. And I am more comfortable with you.
On how they bring it up.
Yeah. And I'm more comfortable with you bringing up the conversation, because that means we get to actually like have this conversation, because a lot of people are so insecure, they will never talk to their partners about who it is they find attractive, because their partner may be insecure about that.
You shouldn't find anyone else attractive. You should only be looking at me.
No.
Y'all crazy about it here.
I know it to be really ridiculous, but I'm not that damn dumb. I ain't that ridiculous. But I think
it's okay.
Because look, if Idris Elba or Beyonce just walk past while I'm in a relationship and they down for the threesome, who the fuck you think I'm finna ask?
Literally.
But I'm gonna be honest, like I feel like unless you're like we're humans and we all have eyes, we can see.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There are going to be certain things about somebody else that is attractive, but I'm not gonna go, hey, let me pull my pants down and fuck them type shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay for me. It is okay for my husband to look, because 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably 10.
I'm looking too,
honey.
Listen, because I'm the type of bitch.
Right. Well, we can look together. I don't care about that. But like, I would rather
don't go
have
off the rails
someone
and go touching.
Exactly.
Unless we have a conversation.
I would rather have my spouse bring it up to me, but don't sit here. Is like Tasha said, is how you bring it up. Like, don't sit here and be like, say I had a husband. Don't sit here and be like, hey, so do you think you, me, and Tasha can have a threesome? Why the fuck do you say Tasha? Like, what? No, I think the fuck not.
If you want to bring it up, then the way to bring it up is
ask me how I feel about it,
babe. I know we talked about spicing up our love life and doing some extra stuff or being creative. How do you feel about a threesome? That to me is a very easy way to bring it up, but not over.
But can I tell you what I find a problem with? This is what I find a problem with. If, let's say, me and my significant other had a threesome, right? And then we never
I'm gonna go because I gotta go call my husband.
I know I got to go too. I ain't got no husband to call, but I gotta go. But anyway, so
we need to table this conversation and come back later.
Don't worry, we gonna have this again, honey. But let's say me and my significant other have a threesome, and then all of a sudden he wants to bring up people that we're constantly around. I think I'd have a problem with that. Like, oh, what you think about XYZ? Why are you talking about every reason around just every day?
You have every reason to have a problem with that, because then that makes me feel as though you already had in your head that you want to sleep with these people, but now you're using this threesome as an excuse to get said people.
And that's where I feel like when you have a gateway to cheating.
When you have a threesome, people do not look at a threesome as cheating. Some people. Do not look at a threesome as cheating because y'all were involved as a whole. So now it's like, well, since I can't go out and cheat by doing it one-on-one with this person, let me bring this up to my spouse since they did a threesome the first time and see if we can get this person. And in my head, I'm gonna be looking at you like, nigga, just say you wanted to fuck her from the beginning. Because clearly that's what you wanted to do.
Literally, like you're not
bring
gonna
up
sit
a
here and look me dead
particular-
in my face
You
and
bring
be
up
like,
a
I want to fuck your
particular
friends.
person. You bring up a particular specified person.
You thought about fucking him without me.
Hey, what you
Literally.
Think, what you think about Erica that Erica that do your hair? What you bringing up Erica for? Y'all, I'm just saying we did a threesome with the other shorty. What you think about me, you, and Erica doing the threesome? Hold on. Sorry, you want to fuck Erica? Just say that. But I'm gonna head up off of here because I'm gonna go call my husband.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
So
I need to
listen.
get back to
Thank
work.
you
Actually.
everybody who's been hanging out with us again. I love it. Hey, McCray, I left you a message on Instagram. He gone. Anyway, love y'all.
Bye.
Bye, girl.